seek answers from the cards of fate, hoping that it's not altogether too late to change what has been done, or to change the fate of this one. Truth be told, in the cards behold, a path uncharted, a quest to take, no fate but the one you make. Rise from the ashes of each mistake, no fate but the one you make. No fate but the one you make. Dreams are the fire that light up the soul. You choose the direction, you know the goal. Brave the moon, the tower, the grave. Own your path through life's maze. Truth be told, in the cards behold, a path uncharted, a quest you take, no fate but the one you make.
Hello, welcome everybody to the watch party for The Matrix 1999.
I love it.
Oh my goodness. Yes, we are going to cover The Matrix today. I have with me today the wonderful author Douglas A. Burton, a friend of the channel. We love having him on, and this is the perfect movie for him to be on. We are going to talk so much, so we're definitely going to be sharing a lot of ideas. I have a few of my own, and I'm sure Doug has a long list of really awesome points, as he always does, about different parts of the movie that we're going to be seeing live. So I hope that you guys have your copies already. Let me see who is in the chat. We got to do roll call, see who's in the chat. Where is the retro crew? We got Kimberly up front. Hello, Kimberly. Good to see you. Got William Blake Hall hanging out. Says that he's got to go shopping and he'll be back. So hopefully we'll catch him. Keith E is here rocking it. How are you, Keith E? Says I'm only going to be here a little bit of the time. I'm working with a local YouTuber. Cool. Who's out chasing the weather. Oh, that is so cool. And speaking of the weather, it's so cold. It's minus 16 where I'm at. So going outside is brutal. Yesterday was a minus 21. Eyelashes were stuck together as you're out there for like 3 minutes, and you can't feel your face. It's really brutal. And this kind of stuff, I know are you experiencing colder weather where you are?
Yes. So Texas is we're later than most people. I know it's already hit. It's coming now, like right now. It's about the problem with Texas is once it hits 32 degrees and freezing, if there's any water out there, it turns to ice, and it will not change because we do not have any infrastructure, no salt trucks or bulldozers, nothing, because it's rare. So we just have to wait for it to go above 32 again. So the whole state just shuts down. It's funny. I'm from Chicago, and snow comes and goes. You keep going.
Yeah.
Texas, it's over until it heats up.
And it's really funny because even when I lived in New York, I was born and raised there. They know how to handle the snow really well in the city. Actually, it's gone in moments. Here it takes a little while, but they handle it a lot differently because so much of it. And so, like places like Texas, Florida, those places where it's nice and warm mostly all year, it's really kind of shocking to hear that you guys are getting like actual snow. So that's kind of wild to me.
Yeah, it is. It's nuts.
Yeah, Katie says, assuming we don't lose power, but it's not as ugly as they were predicting. for East Tennessee here. Oh, that's cool. That's good. That's good.
Okay.
Yeah. And let's see, without power when it gets cold, that is not a fun time. Let's see. And Kimberly's here says, it's another watch party with RNG. We're going to enter the Matrix with the fantastic Requiem band. And now here is the hostess who introduces the watch parties, your galactic queen of the cosmos. Wow, what an intro, my goodness. Retro. Well, hello, thank you so much, Kimberly. That's fantastic. I'm just gonna grab a tissue. Of course, my allergies are on alert today. And I came up with this really interesting concept that maybe my allergies are keeping me from catching the bigger colds. You know what I mean?
Oh, really?
I'm just everybody's getting sick with all the big stuff, and I just have allergies that bug me all year round. Oh, look who's here. It's that old Yorkshire geek. I really encourage everyone to follow that old Yorkshire geek. He covers a lot.
Wow.
Cool.
And you said it correctly.
Yes, and he's really great. Yeah, everybody wants to say Shire, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It says, hi guys, hope you're all well. Red pill or blue pill? Ooh. Right now, I don't know. Blue pill seems like it seems nice and cozy.
I'm a red pill guy. I don't care how tough it is. I want to know the truth.
I know. The thing is that I think instinctively we all know we're all born with the red pill knowledge. We're just like sometimes just rather deal with blue pill.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yes, ignorance is real, and that's something I learned from this movie too. Is that sometimes some people just don't want to face the truth, no matter what. They rather live in ignorance,
right?
To be blissful. And that old Yorkshire king says, "I'm with Cyber."
I know the steak is juicy and delicious.
And Kimberly made a funny says, blue pill, you need an allergy pill. So that makes sense.
Yeah, instead of red pill, blue pill, it's Dayquil or NyQuil.
Yeah, one of those. Yes, one of those. And let's see. So okay, we really zoomed right through the comments, and thank you guys for being here. This is really great. I believe I was down last week on Twitter, but now we're back on for Twitter. So anyone, you guys, if you can, it would be really great if you can share out this video and let people know that we're having this wonderful little party, because believe me, it's going to get juicy and good. All right. So now that we're finished with that, The Matrix. I'm going to ask you your first experience with The Matrix. What did you think of the movie when you first saw it?
So The Matrix, like a lot of people, I was hooked from the trailer to go check it out. So this was 1999.
Yes.
So this is a long time ago now. This is over 25 years ago at this point.
Yes.
So I was working at the time at Best Buy, funny enough. And
oh, cool.
I was in loss prevention back then. So I was the guy in the yellow shirt who says, "Hey," when you walk in the front door. You're looking for shoplifters and all that stuff. But you can't do anything. So you're looking, but
you're just the presence there.
Like that person just stole something. They're like, okay, make sure he doesn't do it again. I'm like, sure. So anyway, but the cool part of this job was that the TV section was right in front of me. So you'd have all those TVs lined up. And I remember sitting there watching the trailer to The Matrix, and they show that bullet time move in the trailer where he does that whole thing. And I remember I was like, dude, what do you guys think about that? That looks freaking awesome. So there was a buzz about that scene in the trailer. And I went to see the movie. And I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, what the hell? I didn't get it. I was like, they're growing babies in farms. I was like, I was like, man, that is a real stretch for a plot line. I thought that was like way out there. I was like, man, I don't know if I could buy that. I mean, it's like, we don't know what year it is. And I was like, man, they really are really loose with all this. And I remember I was kind of like struggling with it. And I was talking it through. So my buddy and I were like, let's go see it again. Because it was cool. There was a cool factor to the Matrix.
Very cool.
Yeah. So, and it's right when smartphones or you know, the cell phone started really coming out in 1999. In fact, I looked for phones that had that where the thing just shot out.
I couldn't find any.
Once I saw it the second time, and because the plot was spacey for me, I was having trouble following it. The second time I saw it, I could follow the entire plot line. I was like, oh my God, I love this film. And then I watched it a million times. I bought it on DVD. I watched it religiously. Almost every day, it felt like in 1999. I was 20 something, but I loved it.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, that Yorkshire Geek says, I didn't see it come out until it was out on DVD. Was a disc to have back then. And that and Blade. Ooh,
yes, sir.
Yes. So I am pretty much in line with how that happened. Because when it came out, when the trailer came out, I thought, oh, that looks interesting. But it wasn't enough to get me in the theaters. I thought maybe it was a little hokey and silly. And at that time, people were using a lot of CGI for a lot of stuff, and you could definitely tell there was a lot of CGI in the being used in the movie. So I was like, I don't know if I want to see another CGI, fest movie. And then, but like you said, it had a cool factor. So I was like, oh, so it looks like they're diving into like video game movie. So I thought it was like a video game movie, and in many ways it kind of is, but it's not the way I thought. Then my boyfriend at the time had they were just starting to use discs, DVDs. They were starting to get more and more popular. And so the first DVD that I watched was The Matrix. It kind of came with it, and his sister bought him a DVD and and that movie, and said, well, here, gift, right? And so we watched that thing. And of course, the first time, I'm sorry, but they had me at hello, right? Like soon as the movie started, I'm like, oh, what is this? And I was in, it's a computer programmer. His name is Neo, the White Rabbit. I'm like, oh, and it was like so much going on in that movie that really made me a fan immediately at the jump. And after that movie was done, I felt so good, like I could do anything. It was one of those movies where, like, after you finish seeing Star Wars, you're like, yeah, you're like, how I could do anything. I'm a superhero. Because for some reason I internalized the movie's ending into my own existence. Like I felt like I walked away with the idea that anything is possible from the end of the movie. I don't know if anybody else got that feeling, but I just felt like, look at where Neo is going. And then he said, oh, these people don't want you to know what, this. And it was this sort of feeling as if we're much more capable than we think we are, is what I walked away from the end of that movie. And it left me with this feeling like, yes, I can do anything. So I really loved it. And I like you, watched it over and over and over again, and really each watch I got a little bit more information and life lessons woven into the story that just was like, wow, this is the gift that keeps on giving.
100%. Well, and I think it spoke to a lot of people, because there was kind of I think it spoke to Gen X, because remember when we were kids, There was a lot of
Yes.
anti-establishment movies, right? ET's take, and Elliot, they're going to take on the government. You had, you had all these movies with kids, fighting the power, and it was really cool. Even in the late 70s, there was, the Close Encounters of the Third Kind and
Oh,
and all that. And this was suddenly like a grown-up version of that. Remember, like Fight Club came out around this time.
so
Love
many
that
good ones.
movie. So there was this kind of like neo-punk, anti-establishment expression that was coming out. I remember there was like System of a Down was like the music, and you had all these Toxicity, you had all these songs, and it all kind of fueled that sort of late Gen X, early adulthood anti-establishment, that frustration, that kind of thing. So, and this movie captured that. So I could see why there was a sense of inspiration there that, we can beat this, we can get somewhere, in this movie, he's like, it's up to you, system failure at the end, you make the call. And then Fight Club, it was like, the Great Depression is our lives. Fight Club was much more hopeless. You watch Fight Club and it scratched that itch, but it left you feeling kind of angsty. This gave you that sense of hope, and it's a fun ride.
Yeah. I mean, I think in the 90s, there were a lot of dark movies that were just had that very dark edge to it. And kind of like a hopeless feel to it. But yes, you're absolutely right. This had that change, and it almost spoke to the grown up, the grown ups. Because if you're a Gen X, you would have been like in your 20s, like 30s, around then. It's just like when you're not realizing that this movie is it's entertaining you first with all this action, all this story plot stuff, but then there's also all the deeper layers that you can find almost like instantly in this movie. It's just really great.
Well, in any generation, you're going to have kind of that frustrating 20s, right? Because you're an adult now, but you're also entry level for the most part. So you're kind of bound to this like middle space where, advancement is lean and barely, and, you don't have a lot of means or cash to make things happen. You're probably not married yet. And, there's a lot of identity searching and everything. So I do think there's a 20-something phase in any generation where you're frustrated. You haven't made your mark yet. The angst, right?
Yeah, the angst. Yeah, and you could hear it in the music too. All of the
Rob Zombie,
and the alternative bands that were so popular back then. Frames and Rhythm is here. Hi, Frames and Rhythm. How are you? And Kimberly's giving us those zeros and ones. Yes.
I just see blonde, brunette, redhead.
All right, so let's get into the movie. I'm just going to list a few things about the movie real quick. It was released in 1999. It's considered a science fiction action directed by the Wachowskis. It's the first installment of the Matrix film series. I believe there's 4 films, right? Am I right?
There's 4, yes.
4
no,
films.
There's 4, but I really don't even count the 4th. It's so bizarre. But
yeah, I didn't see the 4th. I just saw the 3. And then there's that Animatrix, which I haven't seen yet. I'm going to see it really soon. And I heard that is very good. Anybody seen the Animatrix? Please leave me a comment. Let's see. It stars Keanu Reeves, and this is he was doing a lot of really cool movies in the 90s, and this was sort of the one that just had, stamped his presence forever in, I would say, in A-list celebrityhood. And people couldn't stop talking about his performance in this movie and this movie itself. There was Lawrence Fishburne, Carrie Ann Moss, Hugo Weaving, all of these people, household names because of this movie. Joe Pantoliano, and quite a couple other people you'll notice throughout the film that have been longtime actors in the business. Let's see, anything else I wanted to, the special effects and all the new technology that was in the film, just absolutely groundbreaking.
Yeah.
And it received an Academy Award for Best Visual Effects, Best Film Editing, and Best Sound, uh, and Best Sound Effects Editing. So that is really incredible. Um, you don't just win Academy Awards for that was the only one. I don't think there was another one
Well,
that did
George
that.
Lucas and the crew, they gave us believable speed and fantasy elements. We were convinced when we watched TV. So in the late 70s, early 80s, we had those breakthroughs. We got away from the old stop motion animation to much more convincing, believable images on the screen. And then, also around this time, you start to get in the real CGI. The Jurassic Park in 1993,
Yeah.
CGI really hit. And then what The Matrix did, in my opinion, was it wasn't just convincing imagery. It wasn't just CGI. It was stylistic. They brought a brand of stylism to the images on screen, and it really blew up. I mean, to this day, when you watch The Matrix, you are inside of an experience. There's stylized combat. There's rules that only exist here. There's the black and the green imagery that they have. And then that slow
when
motion.
you're in the when you are in the Matrix. The entire there's a language that's explained through color and shapes and lighting and all that
Totally.
stuff.
And they leaned on the Men in Black premise, right? Which was E.T. again. I'll point that out. And Close Encounters. Those are the two where we really started to see the Men in Black, the faceless government officials out there doing stuff. And then you had the famous, I think in 1997, Men in Black comes out to kind of do a spoof on that. And then here they reintroduce it, and somehow, when you really think about it, it's amazing. Took a generic Men in Black ensemble of about 3 characters and gave us one of the best villains ever with Agent Smith.
Oh yes, definitely.
The performance was incredible.
Yes, Hugo Weaving, amazing. And again, he had done other things before, but this really put him on the map, and people took notice of his abilities.
Well, and Keanu Reeves. Yeah, this is right. By the way, just to remind everybody, this is right before Lord of the Rings when he became Elrond. So I remember when I first watched Fellowship of the Rings, I'm like, Agent Smith is an elf? Like, it was jarring at first. I had to get used to it. Now it's a beloved role. I love him in it.
And he plays a completely different character too. It's like there's no Agent Smith in that character.
Well, Keanu Reeves was famous for Bill and Ted's. That was his big famous.
He did a lot of really cool things, and in the 90s, and he did Speed, which was really, really successful, and and showed him in a different way. Actually, made him an action star after Speed.
Yeah, it was a slow build up to this idea that maybe he could be a leading man. Which was hard to believe, because in Bill and Ted's, which was 1991, dude, whoa, that valley talk. Certainly did not lend itself to like the future John Wayne of our country, or a culturally lead man. But like you said, then he did Speed in 1994. Johnny Mnemonic in 1995.
I love that movie. I love Johnny Mnemonic.
Totally.
So it's like, to me, it was like the prequel to this movie.
Totally.
It involves a lot of really cool, but the special effects, of course. That's they would call it. I think we have AI slop. That was CGI slop back then, where they really did try to do all the special effects in CGI, and maybe it wasn't really necessary to do it and CGI.
Right. Well, but what I'm saying is Point Break.
Point Break
Bill
was
and Ted.
amazing.
He still has that sort of California persona. That's kind of stalking him as an actor. It's not completely bottlenecking him, but it seems like it would be a limiting factor, right? Hey, dude, what's up, bro? This guy is going to be a cultural figurehead. Well, The Matrix is what completely changed that narrative. He got away from the he became an everyman, right? He's all of us in a sense. We're all frustrated. He's in a corporate job that feels trapped, And this broke the mold for him, and they gave him that stylistic action that we were just blown away by. It was like his version, the 1990 version of like Stagecoach, right?
Yes.
We see things out of this leading character that just blows us away.
Groundbreaking.
Right.
And also, Keanu is still Keanu in the movie. He still says, whoa, but he does it different, right? He says it differently. He's Neo. And so we still get a little bit of him in there, but it's not,
it's not as jarring
we don't associate. Oh, there's Bill and Ted, but where's we're not going to start. It all works together. That is his thing.
Well, and this was a much more. Go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to read this really quickly from that old Yorkshire geek. He says the Animatrix is interesting, gives some cool backstory in the episodes, which are varying artistic styles. Ooh, I can't wait.
Yeah, I bet it's awesome. I haven't seen it either. I bet it's really good because it seems like this premise would lend itself well to animation.
Yeah. Now this is off topic, so Cameron, you're not going to stay on it for very long, but I'm actually looking forward to watching and reacting to the trailer soon. So look out for that on the channel for He-Man, the new He-Man movie coming out. And you guys know how much I love He-Man.
I've heard a lot of mixed things about it. It seems like people who like He-Man tend to like the trailer, but I definitely seen some negative I was very neutral because I wasn't a big He-Man guy. But I've heard very opposing views on that trailer.
Yeah, I won't say anything yet because I haven't seen the trailer fully, but from the pictures I've been seeing, have not been really impressed. And I'm telling you, when I say that I'm a He-Man fan from when I was a kid, I would knock down anything that was in my way to see every show. Like, get out, He-Man is on. Get out of my way. That's how much I love He-Man. I need to see He-Man. I love that show. I love the artistic style and always have. So,
getting back to the Matrix, I had a funny exercise one time. Oddly enough, Tron Ares just came out. This deals with Tron. But a long time ago, maybe 15 years ago, I remembered Tron, and I was like, Tron is a movie they should do a new one to. Not like Legacy was a sequel. I was like, they should reboot Tron because our whole society is so computer. It's not 1982 anymore.
Yes.
Our whole society. Yes. So I was like, let's see. Tron, what's the premise of Tron? I was like, okay, so the premise is you have users and programs. A user is someone who writes the program, and programs are the thing that is written. The functional element of the computer world, right? So I was like, you would have to have a situation where a user goes into the world. I was like, the Matrix is Tron. That it actually follows the same premise.
Yes.
He goes into this computer world. He's like the user. He's not a program. And because of that, he could change things. No, Neo, you won't have to. So he could stop bullets and all that stuff. So it's interesting because premise-wise, it's actually almost identical to the idea of Tron, where you go physically into this computer grid and interact with it. And if you die in there, you die in the real world.
Yeah. And also the idea that you could make in it whatever it is that you want to create. Like you could create it in the real world if you want to go in and play in that area.
And, I wanted you, Lance from Outcast Creative is.
I know. Yes, Lance, it's so good to see you. And says just dropping by to hit the like button. You're amazing.
Bonzo
Matrix was the second film I owned on DVD. Okay, so you're ahead of me because that was the first one that I ever saw on a DVD. Because there's a tendency to resist new technology sometimes. And I was like, I don't know about this DVD thing. I
Well,
don't
we
know if
got
it's gonna
burned on
last.
laser discs. Remember that whole
Yeah,
thing?
laser disc. Yeah, I mean that was sort of the
Well, and DVD, let's be honest, it was the first time that I was like, so hold on a second. I've got 900 VHS tapes. You're saying I gotta buy every movie again?
yes.
Back now, today we're like, yep, like we're used to it. We're gonna have to buy it again. But back then it was like, no, there's got to be some sort of like halfway. Like, what can I? It's like, nope, those are obsolete, and you will have to buy. And then I remember grudgingly, I'm like, I'm only gonna buy a film on DVD if it's like really high concept,
Yeah.
And then I was like, I guess I'm gonna buy, whatever,
Everything.
the King's Speech. Yeah.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely it took. And then right when I totally was all in, they're like, now it's Blu-ray. And I was like, God.
Blu-ray, yeah. I mean, to be honest, the technology keeps on improving, and that's would be the reason why. But it's still a lot of money to keep on buying new forms of the same films that you love. And I just wanted to say hi to Katar. Hal here is good to see you. And Lance says one does not simply just walk into the Matrix. Oh man.
Yeah, and think of how many memes have come from this. To this day, you still get the red pill, blue pill meme everywhere. And
yeah.
The agent, I still see Agent Smith out there.
And like Lance says, just popping in, been struggling with a few things lately. We're praying for you, Lance. You hang in there. Really, it isn't a great time, but a lot of people going through stuff. But hang in there, hang in there, hang in there. And Bonzo Kilborn is in the house. Really great to see you. That's Reginald Girls Live, and there was rejoicing throughout the land. Well, I'm rejoicing too. Thank you. Oh my God. And let me just zoom down really quickly. All right, so I think we got to get started here. I'm going to do the hype video, and we'll get the banner up, and let's see if we can begin this process so we don't end up being here for 3 hours. All right, here we go. Where's my hype video? Oh, here we go.
Come on, it's party time. Hear the alarms chime. Let's watch a movie. It's time to get groovy. It's time to party, party, party. We got to party, party, party. It's time to party, party, party. Party, party, party all night long. All night long.
Okay. Awesome. Wow. And I'm just have to get this message, highlight this message.
Yes.
Message from William Blake Hall. So good to see you. Says,
Man, I hope you're okay, buddy. That doesn't sound like a lot of fun.
Yes, he says, I was in the hospital and rehabilitation for a month. But I am back home rediscovering the joys of YouTube.
Well,
Yes.
hopefully you are fully rehabilitated and you can do the
Yeah.
bullet move maneuver solo now.
Yes, yes, yes. We did miss you, and we, all through the time you were gone, we were definitely, at least I know for sure, I was definitely praying for you, and I was hoping everything was okay. But I'm so glad to hear that you're doing a lot better now, and continued good health for you. Okay. And let's see, did Stunt Brat come in the room? And I know that I think she just walked in.
Stunt Brat made a little bit of an entrance here.
Hi, Stunt Brat. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh my goodness. Yes, me too. She shares my sentiments. So glad and happy that you're home. God bless and hugs. We really missed you and we care about you. So we got to find a way that we can keep in touch with you.
Oh my goodness!
While if anything happens again, we want to be able to get in contact with you. So
you got to get Stunt Brat. That she's never seen this.
Oh, what?
This is a original viewing for her.
Oh, that is awesome. Okay, let me before we go into it, I wanted to see all the places where you can watch the movie. So you can watch the movie on, if you have I think if you have a primetime subscription, you'll be able to watch it on YouTube. MGM has it. I believe if you have MGM on Amazon, you should be able to watch it. I have Amazon. I have it on Amazon. I did buy it also because it's a Matrix.
Yeah, this is an own one.
Yeah. And honestly, the best Matrix in my opinion is definitely the first one.
By far.
The rest of them I think loses the plot completely. But
I actually
in my
I like part 2 Reloaded.
There were
some
a
of
lot
the
of really
action
cool
sequences and fight sequences in there
Yes.
are spectacular.
Yes.
But upon rewatching it semi recently, I was like, whoa, there's a lot of like wordy, long monologues. What the heck? So
yeah.
it certainly doesn't hold up like the first one. And the third one, I think I've only seen it once at the theater. And I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, no. Yeah, it was not. I was done after the third one because I was like, you lost the plot.
Yeah.
And the second one was interesting. It was like it was almost like the first one to me was leading up to something in which I thought was going to free a lot of people from the Matrix, and we were going to see more people like Neo kind of come out. And it was going to be revolution, and it'd be really impactful and kind of show people like we can together, all of with everybody can actually make a difference. But it just kept focusing on Neo and Trinity, and they're cool, but I don't think that they're it got a little boring. I hate to say that, but
no, I know what you mean.
It was like, yeah, those guys are cool, but I mean, can we like figure out something different? And then the last one just did not look interesting enough for me to even see it in the theater.
And they never, if machines are bad, they used machines to fight the machines. And I was like, man, I don't know where they're at philosophically here. It seemed like they were feeling it out in the second movie. Mm-hmm. And there was some cool stuff in this with the ghost characters and that highway chase was one of the coolest chases I've ever seen.
Yeah. And I did love the ghost twins. I thought that they were really interesting. Other characters, they were cool to look at, but I really dug it wasn't the navigator, but the guy in the room. It was the
architect.
Yeah, I loved
he was cool.
I love that, and can we do something cool with him? And never did.
Well, and the actor pulled off that role. That role could have been stupid.
Yes.
He seems so like like he seems so, what's the word? Inhumanly cunning.
Yeah,
Like
yes.
not quite human and very cunning and quick. Like he was really cool.
He understood the assignment. Okay.
He did.
He understood, he knew what world he was in, and he understood the assignment. And I love that. But yeah, we need to have like a Matrix franchise talk for sure. I think that's something we need to do, because I think we have some better ideas for the Matrix.
Well, I studied it because I was always curious. Well, like, how did Star Wars land it and the Matrix didn't? Where are these franchises going wrong? What did the storytellers do that hurt them? And don't do those things, you know.
Yeah.
You can learn from this.
Yeah, my thing, I for sure think that they lost the plot and after the first movie.
Regardless of the trilogy, though, this film is a standalone classic.
Is amazing. Yeah,
right.
This is amazing stuff here. And as we watch the movie, we'll talk about the influences. This movie is highly influenced by a lot of other movies. And Simbrat says, Doug, my younger two brats were born in 94 and 96. We had Finding Nemo and Monsters Inc. on. So that's the reason why. Yeah.
There's about 8 years you're in the penalty box in Kidland when you have kids.
Yeah. And by the way, those are two great movies. So
they are.
And William Blake Collins says Reloaded has the architect, right? The guy sitting on that great big bank of TV screens. I know that iconic imagery, though.
It is
iconic imagery, and I think they nailed that in it. And this is another one. That old Yorkshire geek says, I like the 2 sequels, but not Resurrection. The original is the best. I like the sequels because Monica Bellucci, of course.
Hey, and that is correct.
Yes, and that makes sense. And okay, so now let's dive into it, guys. I am so excited for this. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Just to let everybody know, I won't be able to see your comments from now on. We'll be watching the movie and commenting and all that stuff. But I can look on occasion to see what's happening on my auxiliary computer over here. And I can't promise I'll always be able to do that, but we'll do the best we can. And I think Doug will be looking over there as well. So we'll do the best we can. All right.
I'm watching.
He's Big Brother's watching. Doug is watching.
Now, if there's any deja vu that means something. I adjusted it. I removed a comment. I went back and changed the matrix.
Okay, guys. Okay, so does anybody else experience a glitch in the matrix in real life? Like I always feel like that. I'm like, they changed the matrix. There's like every once in a while I'll feel like there was a glitch in the matrix and they're like a deja vu moment, or it just feels like the world just changed in a second. I don't know if I'm the only one that happens to, but anybody else who feels like they feel when it feels like there's a glitch in the matrix, please help me not feel so lonely. Phenomenon that the movie introduced. Okay, so let's get started. I got my timer going here. We're gonna make the countdown 5 to 1.
Do you have it up on screen?
We're gonna have a visualizer that we're gonna watch, but 5 to 1, and then after I will say play, and then we'll all hit play at the same time. So for anybody else who doesn't know, or this is your first time, I have my copy, you have your copy, Doug has his copy. We're all going to watch our copies together. And so we're going to use the timer to do that. We're also going to have a visualizer to help us to figure out when and where we are in the story. We'll have closed caption to guide us. We won't be able to see picture on it because YouTube will not allow us to actually show the movie or show sound or have sound. So we're doing this as safely as we can on the different platforms. I believe X is also the same way. You can't really just show a movie on it. So we're trying to have the guidelines, but also allow us to be able to watch this together. So here we go. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hit play.
Oh, I think I got it lined up pretty good there. Wow, how about that? Usually it takes me a while to dial it in.
All right.
Yeah, and I did enjoy the Matrixy version of this Viacom opening.
Oh yeah.
Or no, Village, not
great.
Viacom, Village Roadshow.
I'm like maybe a quarter of a second ahead, but I'm sure there's going to be some buffering.
Well, and this is actually pretty critical information in the voiceover here. It's a conversation that you're overhearing between Trinity and Cypher.
Yes.
And if you understand this conversation, Trinity is with Cypher in the beginning of this film. She is considering betraying the group alongside Cypher, with Cypher. She changes her mind through the course of the film. He even says, they're in cahoots, according to this conversation.
Yeah.
And it also seems like he's trying to keep her on the line a little bit, perhaps to trace the call for her, which he does later when he throws the phone in the trash.
Yes,
he's giving them, a homing beacon to zero in on.
Yeah. He was working with the bad guys the whole time. And you could tell though, after you see it for the first time, just like all of his dialogue is just like the opposite.
And that's room 303
of supporting.
So what's interesting is two of my favorite films, A New Hope and The Matrix, open with a similar archetypal design, by the way. You both open with a heroine, not the hero.
Yes.
Princess Leia and Trinity open both films. And two, you have an immediate escape by the heroine being pursued by the law enforcement arm of the universe that they're in, to bring you into the story. Both films do that. And I just think that that's very surprising.
Yeah.
The orders were for your protection. I love
that. They're like, yeah, right.
They're bringing her down. No, your men are already dead.
So the other thing that I loved about this, and just from visually, is that how much like a comic book this was.
Oh yeah, this move right here. This is still classic.
Yeah,
the 360 rotation,
and parodied so much after this.
Shrek did it, and a couple. One of the Wreck-It Ralphs did it.
So cool. You know how hard that kick is to do? That
over your
kick. Yeah. Oh.
Well, you know what? I'm going to try it real quick. I'll tell you in a second.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, everyone. Doug had to go to the hospital.
Beep.
It's like an instant hernia, bro. It's like he broke his hip in like 5 different places.
It was a disaster.
He may never walk again.
This is all great stuff. It's almost like comic book style panels.
Perfect. Yeah. Perfect comic book imagery. The angles, they're not like typical angles. It's the coloring is so unique.
Well, and like Star Wars, like the opening of A New Hope, you have a heroine fleeing.
Yes.
She's fighting the system, and she's been caught and she's fleeing, and she's in hot pursuit by an enforcement agent. In A New Hope, it was the stormtroopers and Vader, and in this one, it's the agents and the police. But both films, which are famous for Neo and for Luke Skywalker, both stories started it with a heroine. Yeah. It was the heroine's cause that starts both stories. And this is a great opening, by the way.
Yes, yeah. I was like, wait a minute, these guys are superheroes?
Yeah,
I was
right?
like, how did she do that?
I always loved this scene.
Yeah. The way she's
this
like
right
looking.
Here. She goes through the window.
So cool.
I love it. Right when she lands at the bottom, she pulls her guns freaking immediately and is just ready for confrontation.
Freaked out. Yeah, she is freaked out. She pauses.
Yeah, she actually has a hard time taking her. Well, the rule is you don't take your eye off a predator. Like if you're prey,
Yeah.
They always show like mice and all these little animals. They always keep an eye on the prey. So it's hard to turn your back. So it is a paralyzing moment because what do? You turn your back and escape.
Uh-oh.
And now the first time seeing this, you don't understand what's happening with this. That he could jump into the garbage truck driver and why she would hang out in a booth while it's about to be run over.
And I think it's a great keep them in the dark moment in the beginning of the story and then reveal later that oh yes, this is why he could do that. And they're so fast and they're able to do that.
But yeah, the informant is real. So see that opening conversation with Cypher and Trinity? He was trying to bust Trinity. He was giving the agents her location to make this arrest. And he just said, she got out. He goes, it doesn't matter. The informant is real. So they've already told us a lot, actually, in the opening minutes, before even getting to Neo here. Now, in Star Wars, Luke was not introduced for 17 minutes. In The Matrix, it is 6.5 minutes before Neo is introduced.
Yeah.
I love that late 90s. I mean, it almost looks like early 90s graphics, really.
Yeah. Isn't it supposed to be because it what year was is this supposed to be in
he
the
says
Matrix?
He just says it's more like 1999.
Yeah. It's like if you could distill the 90s, this is what it would be. And boy, did they get the fashion right for the 90s. A lot of people think that the leather, all the leather here was inspired by the Matrix from the 90s. And no. I remember having these really cool brown, yellow leather pants and to go out to nightclubs in the 90s.
Yeah.
And there was like a leather skirt that I loved and I always wore that thing. It was pretty popular throughout the 90s to wear leather.
This just took it to that upper echelon level. Like
it went full on like stylish.
Yeah, they're not just like trying to look hot in leather. They're like freedom fighters in leather. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I always get a kick out of these people.
Yeah.
It's called mescaline, man. And when I was studying hero-centric films, I became really impressed by how much, I guess, Western canon of famous heroines is all over here. And even in The Matrix, Follow the White Rabbit is a symbol in reference to Alice in Wonderland.
Of course, loved it.
And notice that the White Rabbit is on the female shoulder. So I don't know. I just find all that interesting.
And she was kind of flirting with him in the beginning.
Oh yeah, she's kind of a hot chick.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks very promiscuous. And I thought that was interesting language. You need to unplug, man, which is what he does eventually when they free him from the Matrix.
Yeah. And the way people are unplugging and this in the Matrix is by taking drugs,
Well, and he
which
even
is
says,
for life.
yeah, that's true. And he says, "You're my personal Jesus Christ. You are the one." So
Yeah,
some of the language this one character has is interesting
I think
and
so too.
relevant.
Yeah.
And then you have some hardcore Rob Zombie right here. Burn through the witches. Yeah, Dragula.
One thing
Great
I
song.
loved about the 90s was the music. It's so good. And it was so many different types of music. You know, you had your pop and but you also had like the darker stuff and the alternative rock, and then Blade had that like EDM. Oh,
Oh
love
yeah,
that.
big time.
Oh, it's like, yes, I gotta dance.
100%. Yeah, it was kind of like fatalistic rock. It was like
Yeah.
self-deprecating rock. It was, like, remember like Papa Roach? It's talking about cutting himself. It's like it was very
Yeah,
System of a
yeah.
Down, all that, let the bodies hit the floor. It was very hardcore, self-destructive music.
Yeah.
In line with the Fight Club is that
Yes,
movie that has
yeah.
that vision.
And we're it's like it was the perfect era for misfits and people who didn't fit in, and
Totally.
loved it. Kinda missed it. Lots of hair gel too.
What is the Matrix? So yeah, this is a multi-pronged process of getting Neo woken up. They didn't just say like, "Hey, let's get out of here." They're like, "We're gonna have to go in there and tell him about it. We're gonna have to do like 1 or 2 of these meetings to kind of warm him up before freeing the mind." So her goal here is simply to introduce that there's
The
another
idea.
level to the game.
Yeah. What is the Matrix?
Right. Love it. I love this film. This is definitely one of my favorite films.
Yes.
And it's just amazing that the Warshawski, or I guess the sisters now, right? The Warshawski sisters have almost disavowed the first film. Like they don't think it. They're upset that everyone liked it for the reasons they liked it, and I'm like, why? I don't understand that.
I think that it still holds up even with their adjusted premise. It's just the way you look at it. It's a matter of perspective. But I think this movie had a way of touching so many people who were yearning for like expression of like, hey, I do want to break out of the matrix of, like having to sit at a cubicle and just be a regular, schmegular.
Well, and here's another point of comparison.
I like leather,
Yeah. Another point of comparison between A New Hope and The Matrix here is we're introduced to the male character, and there's a claim on his labor. And he doesn't want to do this. He wants to do something else. So you have, you could waste time with your friends when your chores are done versus, you get your head out of your butt or you find another job here. Yeah. So you've got the go ahead.
Well, another movie that kind of addresses that is Office Space, which was a brilliant movie where you had this sort of pushback against the corporate norms.
100%. Yeah, that came out right around this time as well.
Yeah. It's brilliant. It's just brilliant.
I think Yorkshire said earlier, every time he gets an Amazon package, he pretends he's Neo opening it.
I never tried that. I'm going to do that.
One day, Yorkshire, it'll happen. And you know what we'll have to do? We'll have to send him a phone and give him directions just to scratch that itch. Yorkshire, there is a mailbox at the end of your street. Go to it.
Wait a minute. I love this.
This is excellent stuff that someone could somehow predict your route for you like this and kind of guide you out of the labyrinth.
Yes, the labyrinth. And
This is
definitely,
very labyrinthine.
yes. And this is the very same scene as in Barbie, basically, where she runs through all the cubicles in Barbie.
Yes, very much so. And
Yes.
this is the literal call to adventure, right? It's a
Yeah.
phone call,
Yep.
which is a
Yep. Yep.
hero's journey. Both Hero's Labyrinth and Hero's Journey have this, but the hero's journey has the refusal of the call, and this sequence gives us Neo refusing this call. He actually refuses twice.
Yes.
The first one is here, and it's beautiful because Morpheus, who's on the other line, the other end of this phone, gives them the choice.
Yeah.
But I do love this idea, you know, across there's a cubicle, go to it. Go now. You know. I love this guy at the copier who sees him. He's like, what the hell are you? What's going on? So the refusal of the call has a very important purpose in stories.
Yes.
It's the first time that the hero is faced with something extraordinary that's coming into his life. And the hero wants to doubt that. Two, there's an instinctive sense in the hero's journey that by answering the call, you might be destroyed, that this will claim your life. And this is a great example of this because he's like, okay, now the next thing, all you got to do is climb out and scale around the skyscraper. And go. He's like,
what,
this is
crazy?
like, could kill me.
Yeah.
So he's giving him a very high risk task. And he says, the choice is yours. There's two ways out of this building. One is on that scaffolding, which is highly dangerous. And the other is in their custody, which is to refuse the call.
Yeah.
And Neo is like, tries to take on this. Look at this task. I mean, do you want to have this task on your plate?
This is not, this is not it. Yeah.
So the hero does, and this is important too for relatability. The hero balks because it's dangerous. And it's like, well, maybe I'll just go back to my regular life. Maybe I don't want adventure. Because look what comes with adventure. These life-threatening moments like this.
Yeah. He loses the phone.
And that's scary. That's still freak. I'm not even afraid of heights, but that scene always kind of gets me. Like, eesh.
Yeah. And then they make that stinger. There's that stinger there. It's like, oh, okay, I guess he's not going to do it.
Right. So he gave himself up. He refused the call to adventure, and he is now in their custody.
Yeah.
There's Trinity tracking him.
Yeah.
This is a cool cut too, through the monitor.
Yeah.
And here's our real introduction to the villain. You know, we saw him in the opening scenes, but we just got a few brief sketches of him. You know, he says a few things, he does a few things, and that was it. This is kind of this is the hero, and this happens a lot in Hero's Journey, where the hero and the villain meet in a benign, or I shouldn't say benign, but they meet, and the villain underestimates the hero's threat. And we have that here.
I love how precisely he's opening everything, and he's like,
yeah.
It's like, I can rip your head off, but I'm going to do everything so specifically.
And I love his mannerisms. He's like,
yes,
he has delayed reactions to his hand gestures. My colleagues suggest. I'm like, oh, I love it. So he really came up with such a, and this is all acting, by the way. None of this is in the script.
Yes.
So Hugo Weaving himself designed this persona, which is brilliant to me.
It's controlled power. Like he's almost like unlimited power, this guy.
Yes,
working
within power and not human-like. It's a strange restraint, right? It's not human-like.
Yeah.
One of these lives has a future. And the other does not.
And he closes the book right on time. Oh, he's taking off the glasses.
That's only a couple times that he takes off the glasses.
Yeah,
the next one is when he's...
You better listen when he takes off his glasses. And also, everybody is so young in this movie here. It just reminds me how long ago it was.
Yeah. My
I love his tone.
colleagues.
So precise.
Welcome to Rivendell. New Yorkshire just said that. And then here's our Gen X late in life, or late Gen X anti-establishment moment.
Yes.
How about I give you the finger? And if you listen, Agent Smith goes, he kind of groans in disappointment at that moment.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we're gonna have to do things the hard way.
Yeah, the glasses go back on. You disappoint me.
Yeah, I think every time he takes off the glasses, he's making a deal.
He's trying to connect.
Yes.
And this is a creepy line. If you're unable to speak, it's like, what does that mean?
What? And then he's like, wait a minute, I can't say anything. Oh, snap.
And this is almost like a horror trope.
Yeah. Yeah. Body horror.
Body horror. And these guys are unmoved by this moment, right?
He has like a slight smile. It's like,
yeah, he's like, what do you think about that? My wife cannot watch this scene. She hates it. And it's cool because once you understand how the Matrix works, the scene makes sense. It's a program, but when you're first watching this, you're like, what the hell?
Like, yeah, you think it's all physically real.
Yeah.
Ew.
And that, my friends, is a poisoned apple. Something internal that changes the state of the, in this case, structural heroine.
Yeah. Oh. It's like the reverse scene from Aliens where the alien goes inside your body.
Yeah.
Instead of bursts outside. Remember when she had that dream in the...
Oh, yeah. That opens up Aliens.
Yeah.
Remember those phones, Retro?
I know, right? Talk about nostalgic there. It's Morpheus, guys. That's the other thing I was really upset at. They didn't have Lawrence Fishburne as Morpheus anymore.
In what?
Morpheus in the fourth movie. He was.
Oh yeah, I mean
what the why
you can't
do
replace.
That. Sorry,
that's an irreplaceable role for him.
Yeah.
I mean, Morpheus is up there with all the great wise guides, archetypes, in my opinion. Obi-Wan Kenobi, Morpheus, Gandalf. I mean, he's one of the best.
You need him, yeah.
And this is a great scene, too. And this is the second refusal of the call. It's just very brief.
Yes.
I do think this was a little aggressive.
Yeah, it was.
Switch. I was like, if I was Trinity, I'd be like, Switch, chill. We're trying to welcome him in here. Maybe pulling a gun is not the way to do that. So right here is the second refusal of the call. And when she calls him Copper Top, which is a reference that's explained later.
Yeah.
There's one rule, my way or the highway. You can, basically run with us and trust us blindly, or you can get out. And he's like, fine, I'm out of here. So he goes to leave.
Right, yeah. Like, I just had a thing inserted into my belly in a dream. I think it was a dream.
So, and she appeals to his the boring life, right? You have an uninteresting, unadventuresome life. Remember you wanted adventure. You wanted this. That's a great dialogue for the. And then, of course, the hero reverses his decision in a lot of these stories, and he accepts the call to adventure, which is what just happened. So now the hero is on the adventure.
Yes.
And immediately what happens, he gets, things get crazy. It's confirmed as he even says, that thing's real. I love it. He puts it into the cigarette lighter. People won't even know what that is today.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
My kids are like, what is that, a USB port?
Like, yes, no. Not that I want you to even know what cigarettes are, but yeah.
And this is just a little gross too.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, they made it so like juicy and slimy.
Yeah, it's like pink organic material there.
Yeah.
See, that thing's
Yeah.
real. So,
Yeah.
you know, he had the luxury of kind of toggling between maybe it was a dream, maybe it wasn't. And now he doesn't get that luxury. Now something bizarre happened that confirms the dream, which was already bizarre, was true.
Yes.
He can't make sense of it yet.
Yeah.
But now he's got that burden on him. And that's a great
Yeah.
shot.
Isn't it wonderful? Again, comic book stills or comic book panels, like everything
Yes.
about this is just.
And is that room
Iconic.
303 again?
Uh-oh.
Is it? I can't tell. Is there a room number?
I can't see a room number.
No, I don't see any number there. I know he runs into room 303 at the end.
Yeah, no number in that room.
And then here's our introduction to one of the best
Morpheus.
characters in film, Morpheus. He's the wise guide archetype in this. He's phenomenal. He reinvented the archetypal role. He looks different. He feels different. He's much more up to date. He's not like the old man with the beard, right? And yet he fulfills this role perfectly.
And that old Yorkshire geek says, I like how she talks in a 1940s noir language. Yeah. There's a lot about their meeting, especially in the beginning, that felt very noir.
Yeah, it does.
Old school noir. There is a movie that I think it may be getting some reference to, which is, I think it's called Alphaville. Which I wasn't able to see the whole thing, but it's a very interesting movie. If you heard of Alphaville, let me know.
Alphaville.
Yeah, it's an older movie. I believe it's French.
I have not. Nope, that looks very new.
It's 1950s or 1960s.
1980. Wait, hold on. 1965.
Yes, that's it. A very noir, almost feels very Blade Runner as well.
See, and this is really good dialogue. It gives Morpheus. So Lawrence Fishburne delivers this.
Oh,
he has immediate. It's like you have a good script and then you have the right actor, right?
Yes.
It's well written because you have to convince this guy of what is a rather extraordinary premise.
Yeah.
And he does this. This dialogue is effective and he's got great presence. And I've noticed that his presence comes from lowering his voice in this.
And softening it and even feeling just as controlled as the agent. It's very controlled.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Well, there is something about
two sides to the same coin.
Well, there is a lot out there about control over the body and power dynamics. Mm-hmm. Now, I actually wrote that in my book. My lead character had to learn, as part of her empowerment phase, sort of physical control over herself like that. So this sort of stillness is a powerful message.
It's also a sign of intelligence, I would say.
Yeah, it is a prison you cannot see or smell or touch. A prison for your mind.
Yes.
That's great stuff because as a viewer, you're like Neo. I remember sitting in the theater and being like, what is it? What is it?
It's a prison for your mind?
And it's all around you. You know, you have to see it for yourself. And this is the ultimate pitch. This is one of the most enduring cultural moments in this film that has made it into modern culture.
Yes.
I mean,
it wasn't the first to do it, but it is definitely the most iconic moment for this.
Totally. And the way it's filmed, you could see each pill in each lens.
Yes.
See what I'm
brilliantly
saying?
done.
You see one hand and then the other,
Yes,
and
yes.
Neo's in both reflections. It's really brilliant filming.
Yeah.
Um,
And people
But
have
yet-
done theories on like what would have happened if he picked the blue pill and all that stuff.
well, and about
really
10
great.
years ago, there's that phrase being red pilled,
Yes.
which is now morphed into black pilled. Like, so now this idea that taking the pill changes your mental state,
Yes.
or awakens you in some way,
Yeah.
or corrupts you in some way is now like mainstream cultural language.
Yes.
Yorkshire just asked, what if you take both? Oh man, that part 6, we'll have to have you as the main character.
You'll just get knocked out.
And you'll be like, you'll take both.
In 1990, a little movie called Total Recall featured a red pill in order to have the character wake up from his perceived virtual world.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
Now put it in your mouth and swallow it.
He was like, do it. And
This was
Arnold
so
actually
cool.
Arnold actually took the red pill. No, the
Yes, he
blue
did.
pill. He took the blue pill.
Yeah, he
which
spits
meant
out
he
the red pill.
stayed- Yeah, he stayed in the Matrix.
Because, and by the way, Kansas is going bye-bye is another reference to a hero-centric story, The Wizard of Oz and Dorothy.
Of course, yeah.
And Cypher, what's his name? Joe Palatin. His big movie before this was The Fugitive with Harrison Ford. Do you remember that?
The Fugitive, yes.
He played like the side detective for Tommy Lee Jones, who won an Academy Award for that role.
Yeah, it was a great movie, The Fugitive.
So this is cool. This is evidence that he can write programs in this world, that he can change the Matrix.
Yeah.
I've always studied right there how much power you can deliver in a film by watching other people react to a character or a piece of dialogue or a scene. Those reactions cue your audience in ways that are like instantly, like you instantly are them. So when Trinity is like, what the heck? And their other guy's like, what the heck? Everyone in the audience.
It's like, oh, wait a minute. They've never seen this before.
Right.
So we're in for something brand new. Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah. And William Blake says, Joe Pantoliano. That's his name.
Joe
Thank you,
Pantoliano.
Joe. Or William said that. We're going to need a signal soon. I've always wondered this gets real tight. I'm like, what if you were like a couple seconds late? Do you lose Neo? Like, this seems like a high risk plan here.
Yeah.
He's going into
need
arrest.
they need to do this in order to locate his actual body.
Mm-hmm.
And
this is where
this is the mind blow.
I saw it.
Yeah, this is the mind blow for everybody in the audience. They're like, what?
When I first saw this, I struggled with what I felt was a jarring leap.
So brilliantly executed.
Yeah.
Special effect.
I love it
practical.
because I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All practical, wonderful job. Keanu Reeves actually had to get that skinny for this part of the sequence.
Did they really shave his head and eyebrows and all that?
I think so. I think he had it all shaved. I'm
I
not sure
bet he
about that,
did.
but I know that he had to get that skinny.
So Stunt Brats, if you're watching for the first time, he just woke up from this pod. He's connected to all these wires and tubes, and in all these pods next to him are other human beings, also connected to these tubes. And now that he's getting a good look, and the music here is great.
Thousands.
Millions, yeah.
Yeah. There is just rows and rows of just human beings in these pods. He's just one.
And Don Davis does the
escaped.
soundtrack to this. It's great.
Oh, cool. Yeah. He just woke up from his pod. And so they're like, oh, what do we do with this one? Okay.
I love that their solution is just flush them down the toilet, basically. Hey, Charles Radcliffe is here, Retro.
Hey, Charles, how are you? So good to see you. Yes,
wow, interesting. Neo wakes up and suddenly Charles appears in the chat.
Are they the same person?
Charles must have just taken the red pill.
Yeah. And by the way, in case anybody knows, just for anybody who's new, Neo is an anagram for one.
Oh, I did not know that.
Oh, really? Yeah. That's my
And of
little
course,
that's my little contribution for tonight.
and then in Latin, neo means new.
Yes. I've always liked to put Neo in front of everything.
And so this is very baptismal, very birth-like. I mean, he's naked. A giant claw pulls him from darkness into the light. I mean, this is very dramatic archetypal imagery for being born, reborn.
Yeah, being born. Yeah, yeah. I mean, he wakes up in this state of basically being brand new.
Yeah. And it's weird. We are for people watching this for the first time are equally disoriented, by the way.
Yeah.
Today we know what the Matrix is. We know it so well. But when this movie came out, you had to be convinced about the Matrix the same as Neo. So in this weird way, we're like with Neo here. We're like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, we don't know what's happening. But I love that we get all of this pseudoscience, if you will. It's
holistic Eastern blend of medicine, acupuncture.
Yeah, like, oh, if you're born in the system, you've got all these nodules that are in order to have you hooked up into the system, into the matrix, and you haven't used any of your muscles, and so they need to activate your muscles. And you've been
like my eyes hurt. He's like, because
the first time you're actually using them, right? Yeah.
Right. So the dialogue is giving you these weird clues that are semi-cryptic the first time you saw it. And of course, the reward is once you understand the Matrix and the premise of the film, all these lines make perfect sense, Yeah.
Yeah. And I like, again, the practical nodules that connect to the Matrix that he's got on him. Just really cool. That they feature all that. You could have just like pretended like, oh yeah, everything's just fine. But no, he was hooked up.
Yeah. Ooh, and this is slightly, it's not, I wouldn't say body horror, but it's adjacent to that. It's just disgusting.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Like grossish.
Yeah. Imagine waking up and you've got all these weird things on your body. Yeah. Oof, gross. I'm like, put me back in the Matrix, dang. It's crazy out here.
Well, and Cypher makes this pitch later.
Yeah.
Why, oh, why didn't I take the blue pill?
Blue pill.
So, and then here's your kind of like, this is what every filmmaker fantasizes about, the introduction scene. She comes up, takes off the welder's mask, and, this is just classic intro stuff, walking through this world.
Yeah.
The Nebuchadnezzar.
So everything is so dingy and dark and grubby. And this is the real world. Whereas in the Matrix, the world is dark, but it's got this shiny sheen on it.
So what's interesting about this is Zion, which is related to Israelites and things like that, is the last human city. And Nebuchadnezzar, which is the name of the ship, is the Babylonian king that destroyed the first temple in Israel. So just interesting connections there.
I love how glamorous, Trinity is in the Matrix and in the real world. She just looks so
Yeah, she's like a mechanic, right?
like she's like, yeah, I'm just fixing the ship. Ooh, that's so gross.
Yeah. But this was really cool. A pure white environment like this, like
Yes.
no point of reference except the other guy in the room.
Yeah.
This is the construct.
Yeah.
I love this dialogue.
Yeah. Gives you an idea of what the Matrix is.
Right. And you know, this is where at any point bad, if Morpheus doesn't work, if the dialogue doesn't work, if his delivery
Yes.
came up short, this movie might not make it because you have to sell the Matrix as a premise
Yes.
to Neo in the scene and at the same time sell it to us in the audience.
Yes.
And the more I watch this, the more I realize that Lawrence Fishburne is kind of the key to making this work because he believes in this world and he believes what he's saying. And so when you watch it, he's the one that guides you into the Matrix world. And now we're all sold on this, you know?
Yeah. I mean, he's actually the architect of the movie.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Well, he's like the authority figure who understands it all for us.
Yeah. He's the one who actually guides us through the Matrix and into the real world. Who else is going to do that? And so without him in the the fourth movie, it just seems like, what are we watching this for?
Yeah. Well, and I felt like he got lost in the third movie.
Yeah. The third movie.
Yeah, he was almost like a tag-along character. I was like, how are you guys writing this with him? You should have even.
I could not take the third movie.
They should have either killed him, which is the loss of the guide, and resurrected him, which is a common thing too. Obi-Wan comes back to life. Gandalf the White comes back to life. So like you should have followed something like that.
Yeah.
But he's pitching up right now. Welcome to the desert of the real. This terrible world that you thought looked bizarre and dystopian. This is real. The world you lived in was the fantasy.
Yeah.
And this is an interesting choice by the writers to skip detailed explanation of what happened here.
Yeah.
Which works.
Yeah. We don't know what happened, but
we don't know what happened, but ultimately the world ended. Like they don't waste time with that because it wasn't that important. What was important is that the machines survived this and went on to enslave the human race.
Yeah.
In mass.
And you know, this is very poignant for today as we're embarking on AI and data centers and what that could mean for humans and the future of humans as machines learn how to build other machines and things like that. Is this a prophecy or is this a possibility, or how can we avoid this? That would be great.
So this is their creative angle. The human body produces all this electricity. And it could actually fuel things if needed. And so if it's conceivable that human beings, if they could live and have no free will, could actually power something, could actually the bioelectric energy could actually power machines. And that's the creative scientific sci-fi twist here. That's exactly what they do to keep humans without agency. They built the Matrix for them to live in this fantasy world. It's an interactive digital world where we all interact with each other, but in reality, we're plugged into the system and doing nothing except powering, giving power to the machines.
Yeah,
that's why she calls him Copper Top, because he's a Duracell
battery. Yeah, which she basically shows them. Basically, you're a battery.
And so this is cool too. This is a lot of heroes faint. If you remember in A New Hope, Luke faints when the Sand People show up. He falls back and he just faints. Dorothy faints when she goes to Oz. There's a lot of times when heroes or heroines change from one world to the other, they faint. It's a common pattern. And it usually happens during liminal space. Luke is in a desert, a vast desert. Yeah. He's in the construct.
Yeah. That is a liminal space, right?
Right. And Dorothy does it inside the tornado. She's in between two places. So the fainting is a human reaction to a massive radical change in your environment.
I always love this. He's gonna pop.
I still say that to this day. I still use that line. He's gonna pop.
He popped.
So there's something archetypally honest about the sort of rejection of reality for a second, the denialism
Too much.
captured in the fainting or the loss of consciousness.
Yeah.
And so it's just interesting that it also happens to Neo. It is in place here. And what I think is a lot of great stories tend to have these on accident, but they're the ones that got it though. And therefore their stories have gone into this other level.
Yeah.
So the other question that Neo is facing right here is, can you go back into the Matrix?
Yes.
And he goes, we don't plug people back in once they're freed. And then Morpheus does the perfect thing, diverts the question is, but if you could, would you want to go back? And so that and Neo does not answer that question. It's more of a rhetorical question for him to consider.
Yes.
And the audience, we're all with Neo through this.
Yeah. And it's the same. It's the same question that the bad guy, if you will, one of the bad guys has the same question that they have. I would like to be put back into the Matrix.
In a different movie, you mean?
And no, in this movie, not the bad baddie, but one of the lesser bad guys.
When they're grilling Morpheus. We'll get to that later with Cypher, but
Cypher, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So
this introduces the concept of the one, right? And it's weird. There are literary critics, especially feminist literary criticism, really doesn't like this idea of the one, that there needs to be noble birth or noble blood to be a hero. And the argument for that, I understand, which is, well, what about the rest of us? What about us that we don't have a noble blood? But that's the whole point, is that Luke was a farmer. Yeah. And then he finds out he has this great lineage. Neo was a bottom management level programmer, insignificant. Yes. So the point is, I think from an archetypal or story premise thing, what it does is it magnifies the character's sense of identity. And that is why it works in stories. So it's not telling you that you have to have royal blood to be great.
Yes.
In story terms, royal blood magnifies identity, and that works in the story world.
Yeah. I mean, I think, and this is why this really struck a nerve with everybody and why Star Wars struck a nerve with everybody. The perceived idea of the one is that we are all the one.
Right.
That's kind of
being
like
the one is in story terms is the one guy that does it. In practical crossover terms to our real life and how we're each watching this as if we're the one, and being the one is self-actualization. Yes. It means to embrace your identity and to become the greatest version of yourself possible. And that's difficult.
And
by the way, Tank is one of my favorite characters. The more I watch,
I just said that. Yeah, he was one of my favorite characters. He's really just the energy and
he's got kind of a youth, like a young, almost like an innocence to him, right?
Yeah. And he wasn't born in the Matrix. He's born in the real world.
Yeah. Every time I watch the show, I realize I like Tank more and more. That he's kind of the optimistic, he's like the voice of optimism and innocence in this otherwise really downtrodden dystopia.
Yeah.
And he reminds me of Lenny Kravitz in a way.
Yeah. Also has a lot of charisma.
Yes, big time.
And I'm sorry, but I love characters with charisma. I do.
Totally.
Mikey, I think he likes it.
Yeah, that's a reference to Life cereal in the 80s.
Yes.
So although I was frustrated with the movie when I first saw it upon the first watching, that did not mean I did not like it. I remember this part is where I started to like really grip my chair and be like, oh man, this is awesome. Like you're just downloading Kung Fu.
Yes. I am. This affected me in a big way because I wrote a story about something like this where somebody can get that kind of information like that.
Yes.
And maybe in the future we'll get like it will actually happen.
Yeah.
Because the more I look at like shorts and I see people like flipping, and so I was like, this is just a mental ability that they have to be able to do those like flips and moves. And what if it was
Yes.
already planned and programmed into you? Like you already know how to do a flip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and this is where the Matrix starts to really distinguish itself.
Yeah.
Instead of having a training sequence in world, you just
Yeah.
download it. It's a Japanese, you could have whatever you want. It's a Japanese dojo. So you could just
Yeah.
enter this new space at any time. And now you're
Yes.
getting what I call stylized combat. That's a term that I came up with.
He's feeling himself.
Yeah. Yeah. He's getting into it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
love it.
great films in particular have what I call stylized combat, which is how disagreements are reconciled through combat in a stylistically unique way. This isn't lightsabers, which is stylized combat for Star Wars. This is like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon style, but digital.
Yeah.
Great fight
and
scenes.
Of course, if you were Gen X, you grew up with Kung Fu movies. So you were like,
yeah. And I love that scene. Morpheus is fighting Neo, and everyone clear.
And everybody
like schoolyard,
jumping over the table to see it.
Yeah, it's like being in a school at the cafeteria and a fight breaks out. Everyone clears out to go watch the fight. You know, it's like a fourth grade impulse there, and I love it.
Yeah. And they all have the idea that maybe Neo is the one. Well, we're just testing him to see if he is. That's just background. We don't know that yet. If we're
and this is also specifically hero's journey archetypal design. This is the training sequence, the mentor and the hero, where the hero does not quite have the skills it takes and comes up short in the training.
And if you notice, Cypher smiled because he's like, yeah, see, that guy's not the one.
Totally.
And you don't catch that on the first viewing. You got
100%.
You see it. Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah, Cypher actually gives us all the clues. He's perfectly written. The clues are all there.
It's all from the beginning.
Yorkshire just said that Morpheus did a little Ali shuffle like Muhammad Ali.
Yeah. By the way, the iconic line here that's coming up was actually taken from another film that had to do with virtual reality.
Interesting.
And
these are lines that I remember really confronted me with something new to think about in the theater. He's like, "Do you think that's air you're breathing?" And you're like, "Oh my God, there's no air in here. It's digital."
Yeah. And it's from a movie called World on a Wire, 1973. It is actually a TV like miniseries, and I'll put together. It's all like maybe 2 hours of content.
And the line is "Free your mind."
No, it's a variation on "Do you think that's air you're breathing?"
Oh,
and
notice
it's set in a virtual world.
Interesting. Okay. So there's a little bit of precedent there.
Yeah.
Well, and he just said, "Jesus Christ, he's fast."
Yeah.
There is
and they show you that, like when they, you see the how it's blurring. It's just absolutely incredible.
Well, but what I'm saying is, the character who picked up Neo said, "You're my own personal Jesus Christ," which is an allusion to the one, right? The one mythology. And then Mouse is now saying it. And I also pointed out, I found out everyone who says "I don't believe it" dies in this.
Ooh.
And Mouse just said, "I don't believe it." So,
oh no, Mouse, why did you do that?
I know.
I wanted him to hang out a little bit more. I love that character. I love how these small little characters make a big difference in the movie, and like you really like them, or even if you didn't like them, they made an impression.
Yeah, totally. Mouse is a great character.
Test. Yeah, this is the ultimate test.
Well, and this is actually a design as well. I don't know if it's not necessarily Hero's Journey or Labyrinth or anything. This is what's called the Leap of Faith. And this is like Indiana Jones had to do it in Last Crusade, where the character has to commit to something that they might not fully believe, in the spirit of needing to believe it.
Yeah.
And you see Trinity cheering. Come on, Neo. She's quietly cheering for him.
Yeah.
Read your mind. This is easy. We can do this. And by the way, this,
he almost does that. Like, just like, oh snap! He looks down.
Yeah. And this, where he finally lands on the pavement, I always feel that.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Right. So he's supposed to be the one.
Yeah.
He's supposed to have all these powers, and he just failed the same test they all failed.
Yeah.
So
the first time, which means that everybody here knows how to jump.
Right.
Yeah. So the first time, everybody fails.
Just out of curiosity, what is the line in World on a Wire where that's similar to the air?
It's a take on. Do you think that's air you're breathing? It's done in another. It's in another language. I believe it's is it German or it's done in another language? But it's like, do you think that's? Oh, do you think what you're breathing right now is actual air or something like that? It's a variation on that. But just so happens to be another virtual reality story. Oh, look at him. A little jealous.
Oh yeah. And she plays this perfectly. She just keeps deflecting and resisting his probes of where she stands. Morpheus will take him when he's ready. She's not having it. So he senses. So I sense that there was a history there that she didn't believe this either.
Yeah.
And now she's changing her mind, and he's probing. Like, are you getting cold feet on me here?
Yeah. She likes. She's starting to like Morpheus. I mean, Neo.
Well, and there's what the Oracle told her.
Yeah.
Which is now in her head, and that's the Oracle's thing.
Yeah.
And this is a famous scene too, the woman in the red dress scene.
Yes. Yes, he's so right. Not most of the people are not ready to be unplugged from the Matrix. And they will fight to protect it.
So it says here that the dialogue in that World on a Wire, someone named Stiller goes, "What do you mean? This is the real world." And Einstein says that's what you think, but the truth is this world, which you could take for reality, is only a simulation model of a real world. Fred Stiller, the big computer boss, you're nothing but a mass of electrical circuits, the identity unit of Fred Stiller. You're a number like everyone here, a number in a research laboratory. Freeze it. So yeah, and again, that Matrix is continuing to distinguish itself. That reality, you could just hit pause. I don't know if we've seen anything like that before.
Yeah. Well, in this particular construct, right?
Right.
But in the Matrix,
well, I mean, like purely digital, full pause. The entire world is just programmed for this training simulation.
Yes. And so, like, if we had virtual worlds today, like, and when we're doing something, it's almost like playing a game. You can pause the game, go to the bathroom, come back, and finish playing the game.
Right. That I can dodge bullets. No.
I love Morpheus's response.
Yeah.
You won't have to.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of his best roles of all time.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
So this is another important sequence because we've gotten to understand what the Matrix is to some really significant degree now and how it works. So now they got to go back and kind of like tell you how does a confrontation work in the real world now that you understand the difference. So this scene is actually pretty important, and it also sets up the final scene with the EMP. So what happens in the real world if you find the Nebuchadnezzar? They're in a ship after all. They're not in the real world. They could be found physically.
Yes.
So this is answering the question, well, what's going on where are they in the real world? So in the real world, they fly around in this ship, which is a new look, those little electrical, hover discs. And they have to pirate their signal into like a wireless signal to get into the Matrix. And when they do that, they can get discovered by the machines, and the machines send out these, seek and destroy squiddies that can physically destroy them in the real world.
Yeah, they're called sentinels.
Sentinels.
Yes. Which I love. I love the name.
Yeah, they're very like insect-like.
Yes. With a million eyes.
Yeah. Those little hands that like insects.
It's like and then the way they fly, they're like just squiddy. Almost looks like they're underwater.
Yeah, exactly. I've always thought that.
So cool.
Yeah, so this is,
wondered how they're propelled to fly.
Me too. I've wondered that myself because, like you said, it looks like they're in water.
Yeah.
But this is all new. This is new looks, new designs, new artwork, new world, new rules. So this is truly an original something that's been given into the world space.
Yeah, and that is what set it apart.
Yes.
And if you look at these computers, they have like looks like bullet holes on them.
Oh.
So it looks like they may have revived some computers that had been saw some action.
Yeah, you're right. And I love the idea of the Matrix, this like reigning digital, just multi-world Unicode character.
Yeah. Did you ever have one of those background screens?
Yes.
Screensavers. Yeah, me too.
100%.
It's like, I need that.
I need that. That's right. Yeah. I remember there were some that weren't good because you could see the edges of this. I was like, no, it's got to be exactly like the movie.
Yes. And it was great because you just, while this, your screen was dormant, you had that on, and it felt really cool.
Well, and here's Cypher, the voice of bad advice, right?
Yeah.
Why didn't I take the blue pill? Which is exactly his fate, right? He wants to go back into the Matrix. So he's giving us a big clue here.
And he enjoys every moment that Neo is is sort of fighting for his life or fighting for his moment, like this where he's coughing up the moonshine that they made.
Yeah.
He's like,
and right here, he's giving him direct contradictory advice to Morpheus. Again, Jesus. So you keep seeing this Jesus, different characters mentioned. So you're here to save the world. What do you say to something like that?
Yeah. And Neo is like, what are you I love the look that Neo gives him.
Yeah. Well, and he says, Morpheus is basically training you to fight agents and all this stuff. He's like, let me tell you, give up on that. Not going to happen. So he's like, you just run away. Okay. And Neo is very non-responsive to this.
Yeah.
Sweet dreams.
Like a condescending little piece.
This is one of the best steaks I've ever seen on film.
Oh,
it makes me want to eat a steak every time I see it.
Yeah.
The Matrix is telling me that the steak is juicy and delicious. Ignorance is bliss.
And then you get the harpsichord.
Yeah.
I love the fact that earlier we got an example of the food being just slop, like
Yeah.
maybe oatmeal, like, oh,
Goop.
it's got all the nutrients you need. Does it really? It's not really giving you flavor. It's not giving you satisfaction, the things that
Right.
people really want. And I was talking with somebody the other day about people who lose their sense of taste and sometimes the sense of smell, and how a lot of them are driven to ending things because they feel a loss of of self, and that it's really almost drives them crazy.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, it's one of the most powerful senses we have, is a sense of taste and smell as well.
What do you think about that dialogue where he's like, I want to be someone important when you plug me back in,
Yes,
like an actor. And then he goes, whatever you want, Mr. Reagan, who
Yeah.
Ronald Reagan was an actor. So do you think that was like secretly like Cypher became Ronald Reagan?
I never thought of that.
Yeah, he's like, I want to be someone important, like an actor. He's like, whatever you want, Mr. Reagan. And I was watching, and it's spelled exactly the same way.
Ah.
And this is just what I would call fun dialogue. You know,
Oh,
maybe it actually tasted like tuna and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, he has no idea, no concept of it.
How do the machines know what tasty wheat tasted like? Everything the body needs.
See, there's a difference. Tank grew up in the real world, so the food is like, yeah, this is what we eat. And whereas these other guys, they are used to those synthetic flavors that they were receiving. Synthetic flavors in our food right now at the grocery stores, a lot of them are made with natural flavors.
Yeah, I've been trying to like change my entire diet to be real, like all the processed stuff I'm getting rid of.
It's tough. It's expensive.
It is tough. So this is awesome. The Oracle. He's going to take her to the Oracle. It's a big thing. Everyone's exchanging glances with each other.
Yes.
Because the Oracle they all bought into this story from Morpheus.
Yeah.
He's going to find the one. They've risked their lives for this. They've endured this terrible life in this dystopian world when they could be in this fantasy world living a life of ease. And now is the moment of truth. Morpheus is going to take him, Neo, to the Oracle, and the Oracle will tell him if he's the one or not.
Yeah.
And
what I've always assumed was that each one of these guys were assumed to be the one.
Oh, really?
But that's what I took. But after they were tested, it was discovered that they weren't the one.
See, my thought, I actually never thought of that, was
why take them out of the Matrix?
Well, each one seemed to have a different purpose. Like Trinity's purpose was that she would fall in love with the one. That was her destiny.
Okay, here's the betrayal, guys.
Right, there's the betrayal. He leaves the phone on active so that they can be their exit point can be traced.
Yes. It's so funny, in that waste paper basket.
Yeah.
There was a carton, a Chinese food carton in there.
Oh. Really good noodles.
Yeah. I know. I would do anything for really good noodles right now. He's like, wait a minute, put me back in the Matrix for those darn noodles.
Yeah, can we just go? Can we hang out for a little bit?
Because they just ate like some nasty slop.
Yeah. He does get a cookie from the Oracle.
Yes.
Yeah, I was
And I
actually
had a
review. What's
oh,
that?
go ahead. And I had a theory that the cookie was a program, but
Yeah.
I forgot I forgot exactly what my theory of what the program was. Maybe it'll come to me again.
Yeah, it did seem, or at least at the very least, a placebo kind of thing. So what I like about this too, another way that the Matrix distinguishes itself, the oracle is referring to an ancient Greek fortune, prophecy teller, which is a very lofty, very elite thing. And here we're going into a tenement home. So,
Yes.
not as expected. There's no sense of pretension here. This is salt of the earth, buried inside society type of a feel here.
Yeah. I
And I
love that
like
he
that. I
says,
think that it makes it unique.
and I love that he says, don't think of it as her being right or wrong.
Correct. And
So
he's right about that.
yeah, he's preparing him for their meeting. Look at
Right.
this apartment building. It's really,
This is very labyrinthine. And
yeah.
this would be an inner chamber in a lot of the Heroine's Labyrinth stories, as opposed to Hero's Journey, which are usually outside
Oh,
wilderness.
isn't that a guardian? What do you call that, a
So,
guardian?
well, the chamber, the official, he's actually going into an inner chamber here, and there's a little waiting place. So there's almost two inner chambers. One, I would say the chamber guardian is the little boy, because he's the one who gives him the puzzle.
Oh, yeah,
And then in the next chamber is the oracle, and she is the chamber guardian, and she gives him a puzzle.
Yes, so good. Now I'm understanding.
Right. So this is an inner chamber. Is a physical place inside the native culture that hides or holds an answer. And a lot of times there is a person inside this place who is facing the structural heroine in this case. And there's an exchange. And the heroine, or in this case, hero, must solve a riddle or find the magic words to get the exchange to take place. And I love it. And there is no spoon is very famous line culturally.
Yeah.
He's like a boy version of Obi-Wan Kenobi, right?
I know. Look at him go.
There is no spoon.
I love the way he looks at the spoon and then looks back at Neo and then looks back at the spoon again.
And this is counterintuitive because usually wisdom is passed from older person. Here is a child passing on what really echoes is profound wisdom. There is no spoon.
Yeah.
And I felt so satisfied that Neo solves this riddle.
Yes.
It's like, oh, good. He did something.
Yeah. So cool. Also, we'll talk more about There Is No Spoon a little bit later. This part's so good.
Yeah. So here's your main chamber guardian, the Oracle herself.
Yes. I see that now. Yeah.
Notice the inner space. It's got archetypal imagery, that of basically just a mom in a kitchen. It's so nondescript. It's so not pretentious.
And she's baking cookies.
Right. Deliberately there to disorient viewers from what they would have expected a great prophet to look like. And she immediately starts with the riddles. Don't worry about the vase. What vase? What'll really bake your noodle is what if I never said anything about the vase?
Yeah.
And I love this. It's such a shame she passed away. I loved her in this film. Liked her. I mean, I'm glad they brought her back for the second film. They just gave her really long wandering monologues in that one. But it was a real loss that she wasn't there for the third film.
Yeah.
And she's great. She's kind of flirting with them. Like, she's a great character.
Yeah.
Kind of, an older woman's flirting. Like, she's not trying to get anywhere with him. She's just kind of smiling at him, and he's easy on the eyes to her, and she's letting him know. And now she gets down to business. So, and here's one of the first cryptic parts of the inner chamber. It means know thyself. That's a clue. And she tells him, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. This is great dialogue. Being the one is like being in love. No, there's no science to it. You can't prove it or disprove it. You just know it. And you're positive. Balls to bones. So, and then this is all performative, right?
Yeah.
From the Oracle?
Yes.
So she's just pretending to be like a physician. Say
let's see if you're really the one.
And notice she doesn't tell him the answer. He says it. Looking at his palms, you know, the fortune teller cliche. But you already know what I'm going to say. And that's such a kick in the nuts. Like when you're watching this, he's like, you're not the one? Yeah. She's like, sorry, kid. And she says it like, you're not the one. Like, she's not, it was pretty decisive. And it's like, oh, wait a minute. What?
But she tells him he has the gift. And he doesn't believe that he's the one. Yeah.
And by the way, this is a great life lesson.
Yeah. If you don't believe that that you're capable of something, you're of course not going to achieve it.
Yeah, you're waiting for something, the perfect moment. You're waiting for something else to happen before you do something. And the key is action is the key. You have to do something. And so this is great. She immediately transitions to the next most important critical part. That is the second half of her secret, brilliant half of this prophecy. Yeah. Without Morpheus, we're lost. He's like, what do you mean? So she's telling Neo here, basically the Oracle's enigma.
Yes.
There's going to be a situation where Morpheus's life is at stake and he will die. And he's only going to die because he thinks you're the one.
Yes.
And we just established you're not the one. So because of this false belief, Morpheus is going to die. And a situation is going to come up where you're going to have to choose whether or not Morpheus lives or dies.
Yes, by sacrificing himself.
Absolutely brilliant setup.
Yeah.
And by the way, from a writing standpoint, you're very disoriented now in this film because he's supposed to be the one. And so halfway through to be told he's not the one is like, so then what are we on board for here? What
and I think even the audience said this, she was supposed to tell him he's the one and give him instructions on how to be the one and how to, beat this thing. And she doesn't. It's the opposite. So the cookie, she's right. He eats the cookie and he doesn't really he just moves on to the next thing, pretty much.
And then he just says what she said was for you and you alone.
Yeah.
Morpheus doesn't know what she said, but it doesn't matter to him because he's got the one. He believes.
Yeah.
That's Morpheus's prime algorithm. I believe in the one. I will find the one. I think you're him.
The woman in red.
Woman in red.
Oh, no, this is the saddest moment. No, I hate this moment.
Yeah, he's the first one that says, I don't believe it. And he doesn't make it. And
I love Stitch and APOC. And this part broke my heart. It really did.
Yeah, for the absolute minimal screen time for Switch and APOC, I think it would have been cool to see like a prequel or something with some more of their stories pre-Neo.
That would be great. Yes.
That's like maybe what it was when they woke up Trinity or something.
Yeah.
This is great stuff too.
Yeah, the glitch. The glitch in the Matrix. It's deja vu.
And by the way, a glitch in the Matrix is a common phrase throughout all of pop and mainstream culture.
Yeah, it really is. Like I was saying in the beginning of the stream, I often experience something that feels like a glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah.
I love the way she asks.
I like how this puts them on high alert immediately.
Yeah, and the music is like,
yeah. Deja vu is usually a glitch in the matrix. It happens when they change something.
yeah, and they changed a lot.
And you
Oh
see
my God.
the hard line's been cut.
Oh,
And he's got some pretty heavy duty artillery here, Mouse.
yeah. Oh man. Knowing me, I would have
Those are
probably,
big guns.
yeah, I probably would have tried to hide underneath the chair.
Yeah, he was kind of right out in the open there.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, poor
Mouse
mouse.
gets wasted in a pretty brutal way.
Oh man.
But in story terms, this is good. There's consequences.
Yeah,
Not everybody makes it,
real
and
consequences.
audiences need to know that.
Yeah.
This is a very cool and uniquely Matrix chase and escape scene.
Notice who's the one acting the most surprised.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. He's so annoying, ain't he?
Yeah. Oh boy.
They're on the 8th floor. Yeah, so from just a reality perspective, it's really hard to escape a skyscraper by going up. At some point, you got to get to the ground level. So this is a tight spot that they're in.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Uh-oh, Agent Smith is on hand. Love this. And this with the dust and it makes it feel like this world's made of like paper mache. You know, it's
Yeah.
like flimsy and dusty.
And then pay attention to who gives it away.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. They were in the clear, kind of. Of course it was him.
Cypher sneezes twice.
Yeah. Just shoot him. Just like,
Yeah.
like that's the one right there. Just shoot him.
They're in the walls.
Oh man.
So, and this makes the bad guys look formidable. You know,
Yeah,
he
they
shoots, he's
know.
a real threat. He figures it out.
Yeah.
What you don't want, it's so funny. People always feel like sometimes like the girl boss phase, they would just breeze through these guys. You want formidable opponents because the more formidable the opponents are, the better your heroes look.
Yeah.
I love this. Morpheus. This is a cool fight.
Yeah, he sacrifices himself.
He's all that matters.
Yeah, he's all
No, Morpheus, no. Yeah, Neo's like, no, don't do it. And what the Oracle told him is already coming true now.
Yeah.
He believes it so blindly that he's willing to sacrifice himself for you. He goes, get Neo out of here. He's all that matters.
Yeah.
Trinity didn't give him a choice. She grabbed his leg and pulled him out of there.
Yeah. Because he would have stayed and fight.
Now, what's funny is from a filmmaking point of view, how they get Cypher to escape here and split away is kind of bizarre. He just jumps and comes up short here, and then it cuts. And next we see him in a phone booth. There's an accident behind him.
Yeah.
It's kind of like ambiguous how he really escaped there. Agent Smith. And then he says, you all look the same to me, which is like a kind of a play on old racist comments, you know?
Yeah.
This is a cool fight. Morpheus has one of my favorite moves. That's intimidating, by the way.
Yeah.
The way he
Yes.
popped up like that.
Yeah. A very strong
Morpheus
move.
does. Yeah. He goes down and he kicks up real quick. It's that right there. I love that move.
Yeah. So many awesome moves in this. Even though he's getting like destroyed, he's fighting back pretty.
Yeah, it's respectable. It's a respectable
Yeah.
return. But you're also, again, this is another Matrix kind of nuance. You see these guys punching through brick walls. There's
He's
just
strong.
no pain or blood from the agent. He's just smashing the world as if he's made out of adamantine.
Yeah.
No. So we see how they get out through the sewers.
Yeah.
And here there's an accident, which must have been programmed in for.
Yeah.
So he doesn't really explain anything. He just falls short, and then there's an accident. That's not really explaining much, but it's enough for Tank to be like, okay, well, where are you?
Oof, that guy.
So now the rest of the crew has to get out of the Matrix. They're not out yet.
Yeah.
And I do like that there's a little cipher, that there's a little confusion about him that Trinity picks up on right away.
He should have been killed.
Right? Yeah. There's something not right, and you could hear it in her voice.
Yeah, Cypher. How did he make it out?
And he looks so up to something here.
Yeah.
It sucks too. They're so close to getting out.
Ugh.
God, poor Tank.
Come on, get in there. Oh no.
And this death takes place off screen, really.
Yeah.
And Dozer, he doesn't come back. He's gone.
No, he's gone. Yeah. And they could have brought him back.
Yeah.
That's the other part, is he could have been brought back. And brought back Tank.
Yeah.
And Tank got shot twice.
Yeah, he
Oh boy.
What I loved about
the creepiest part of the movie, but it's still great.
Yes. You get that imagery we talked about, Retro, of the unconscious heroine and the masked minotaur hovering above while the heroine's restrained. I mean, you're getting it again right here. This is exact archetypal definition.
Gross.
Yeah, like Sarah Connor and that orderly who licks her, remember?
Oh, yeah. Just imagine somebody that horrible, like right on top of you. Oh, get away.
Well, and it's juxtaposed with her having total freedom and walking around and being fine. It makes it even worse that she's fine, but doesn't realize that her real body is like in this kind of proximity with someone she would hate.
Yeah. God.
Surprise, a-hole. So yeah, he's the masked minotaur of this. Yeah. He's the disguised villain. He's hidden.
Time.
Yes.
Yeah. In front of our faces, and he hated all of them.
Yeah. Whereas Agent Smith is more of like your distant dragon. He's the hero's journey villain. He's overtly bad. He's a militant, destroyer.
Yeah, he kills without discretion. He's just like, I want all these guys gone.
Right. He's not disguised. He's coming for you. He's not hiding from you.
Yeah.
And then here we get, this is a pretty standard thing, a little bit of a monologue from the villain who's now telling us why he did it, right?
No, don't do this. Oh, no. Oh, come
There goes
on.
APOC.
No.
APOC's unplugged and
It
out.
gets me every time. This is
Yeah.
not like this. Not like this. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Ultimately, these characters were likable, and the actors and
yes.
actresses brought some personality that you vibed with.
Yeah.
If you have anything important to say to Switch, and I like what she says, not like this.
Yeah, not like this. Not like
She
this.
wanted to go out for something, if she was going to go out, it better be important.
Yeah, she was
No.
going to go out fighting.
But instead, she's just fodder for a terrible person.
Yeah.
And I'm going to prove it to you.
Easy kill. He didn't even, didn't have any kind of conflict or anything to kill those people too.
Well, and this is brilliantly important dialogue. He's saying, I'm going to prove that you're all wrong. All I have to do is pull this switch. He goes, how can he be the one if he's dead? And he goes, do you believe he's the one when I'm 2 seconds away? And she says, yes. Because she knows what the Oracle told her.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she has to hold the line on her function, her algorithmic function in this story. Yes or no? And she says yes.
Yeah.
That's brilliant, because the next thing we hear is, I don't believe it. Like Mouse, he says, I don't believe it, and he dies.
Yes.
And it's Tank. It feels much more rewarding. Come
on, pick it up. Hurry up.
My wife always likes the scene coming up here where when they bring him back to the real world, they see how bad Tank's injury is. He's just like, I'm all right. For some reason, she gets a kick out of that right here.
Oh, so crazy.
I got it. She gets a kick out of that, like, manly handling of the wound. I got it. No big deal.
I love that they give each other a hug. They've just survived something horrible.
So this scene right here on the DVD, one of the panels starts with that scene, the skyscraper and the helicopter mirroring each other.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I watched this. I would just put it in, watch from this scene to watch the attack on the skyscraper coming up here.
Yeah.
I effing love everything about the action.
The music,
here.
Everything. Yeah. It's so iconic though. It's like ingrained in your bloodstream.
I would.
Yes, I know. Like every movement, you're like, you're in the moment with it all.
Bloom, 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 bloom. And then here we go. Now we have the distant dragon telling us his monologue for why he's doing it.
He has a good reason.
Right. And this is very mythological too. Our first Matrix was a perfect world, and you rejected it. Like Eden, like the Garden of Eden was the perfect world.
Yes. So he's basically saying it's within human nature to suffer.
Right.
Or we find a reason to suffer, or we, it's just part of our.
Well, suffering allows
happiness.
Growth.
Yeah, it's part of our happiness, or contentness.
But this is all cool too. This is sort of a supremacist line of thinking too, of this was your culture and now it's our culture.
Ours.
Our
yeah,
world.
now it's ours.
Right. You are the dinosaur and we are replacing you. That's a supremacist line of thought. So the villains believe they are righteous for doing this because they're the superior ones and they're going to destroy the inferior ones. A classic villain trope.
Yeah.
That is usually the motivation of the distant dragon, by the way, to subjugate or destroy another culture because they are not needed. They are below you.
Mm-hmm. Dragons, stop doing that.
Stop doing it.
I've just saved the world again. Thank you. You're welcome. I told the dragons to stop.
Thank you. That was our public service message for the day.
Yes. All you dragons out there, chill. Okay.
And knowing is half the battle.
Yes. That's where you need like a He-Man public service announcement at the end. With
So
Orko, probably Orko telling you like, don't kill
Orca.
dragons.
So yeah, I actually really like this. This was kind of a unique setup too, because in the Matrix, Morpheus is a classic prisoner. He's been captured.
Yes.
He's in the hands of the villains. There's no way out.
Yeah.
But in reality, he's right there. He's right in front of you. He's fine.
Beautiful.
And
yeah.
Tank pitches the uncomfortable likelihood that we just pull the plug on him, because
before he gives it
if we
away.
pull the plug, Morpheus, yes, he'll die, but that means they won't crack the codes, and Zion, humanity will be saved. So we don't have a choice. And this is a great setup because Neo is remembering what the Oracle said. You'll have Morpheus's life in your hands. I don't believe this is happening. And he's like, this can't be a coincidence. And so this is great.
Yeah.
The Oracle told me this would happen. That I'd have to make a choice. And I like this. She goes, what choice? And he just looks at her and he walks away. He's made his decision.
Yeah.
I'm going in. And this is good. Trinity, obviously, there's a romantic line here, but she's also a heroic partner.
Yes.
So he tells her, I'm not the one. And look what she says. No, you have to be, because she knows how she feels about him.
Yeah.
So she knows. She goes, it can't be true. And he goes, why? Notice she doesn't answer.
And she doesn't answer, yeah.
He looks down and he accepts that as a non-response and walks away. So now Tank is like, that's a military-controlled building, and those are agents holding him. This is like impossible. So he's like, this is impossible, Neo. Don't be a fool. He goes, I know that's what it looks like, but it's not. So Neo's saying so he's explaining the setup that Morpheus is going to die for what he believes, that I'm the one, which I'm not, but that the Oracle told me that I could bring him back. And I think Trinity's starting to figure out what the Oracle's play is.
Yeah.
Because look, she's changed her mind about what's going on now too.
Yeah, she's like,
look at her looking at him. He doesn't know as much yet. He's like, this seems like a bad idea. So she's made her choice. She's going to go with him now.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is what, if you're trying to write a girl boss and you're falling short, pay attention and listen to Trinity here. This is how you could post somebody up without dominating that person. This is a good way to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, she asserts herself. She's not unclear about where she stands, and she pushes back, but she's doing it because she also likes the character she's fighting for. There's
a reason. Yeah, there's a reason for it. And he does need her help. He really actually does need her help.
If she didn't go with him,
and she's
he would not have succeeded.
Yeah, she's the only one who can. She's the only one left that can go into the Matrix. So, yeah, and I loved his realization that he may not be the one, but he's got to do something, and this is his something.
Right. This is the one. So I keep calling it like an algorithm. It's like a directive.
Yeah.
The Morpheus directive out. His code is find the one, believe in the one, no ifs, ands, or buts. Trinity's was you will fall in love with the one. Neo's, he is the one, but his code is you will have to protect Morpheus. So these people follow this one code that's implanted in them, and it leads to all this brilliant plot line.
Mm-hmm. Now, I wanted to mention something about the virus thing and the disease. There's a lot of people who believe that that humans are trying to destroy the planet on a daily basis. People are like, oh, humans are the cause of so much harm on the planet, and that we are essentially a virus on it.
Yes, there are people that think that way.
Yes, and so I love the way this movie really incorporates those ideas, and so you can say, oh well, yeah, well, there's some truth to what the what he's saying, what Agent Smith is saying, but also like, well, it's taken a little bit too far, not quite a virus, but you know what I mean? So
Well-
I love that there are questions being answered, uh, societal questions being answered or asked in this movie.
From an archetypal standpoint, what makes villains villains and good guys good is this concept of human life. And villains tend to find something flawed and not worthy about human life. Thanos.
Yes.
He snaps trillions of people out of existence.
Yes.
Darth Vader, they must be subjugated and ruled, by a military fist. So the good guys tend to believe that human life is worth it. And this is what I think is foundational to storytelling. Because why are we sitting around a campfire telling a story? Why are we here today with Retro watching this together? Because the story affirms the most fundamental part of human existence, which is we belong here. We have something to do here. We have a purpose. And the good guys fight for us on that level. And we want to see them win because the bad guys don't see us that way. And right here is so dehumanizing what Agent Smith is doing. Your stink, your smell, it's repulsive.
The way they're acting off of each other to these are brilliant actors.
Yes.
They're just incredible together.
I always found, I always found it interesting too. In a second, they come in and he looks like sheepish and guilty. Like, what were you doing?
Yeah, he wasn't supposed to disconnect.
Right.
He's not supposed to disconnect. He's supposed to be so they could all share in the same information. They can't hear what he's talking about, and he can't hear what they're doing. So
which is
individualization. This is something that you're not supposed to do.
Right. It's demonstrating he has some sort of ambition beyond this program.
Yes, that he is truly not just part of the Matrix, but he is an individual.
Yes. And this is where one of the greatest action sequences of all time takes place.
So insane. They were just working there. Oh my God. How many humans just got flushed out of how many humans just got flushed out of the Matrix? Oh my God.
Unless they were programs.
Oh, maybe. Oh my gosh. I think there is a super chat, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. From Skywalker the Jedi. Hello. Thank you so much. Or Skywalker Entertainment. Thank you so much. He says, I love this trilogy, all 3 movies too. Haha. Much love. Thank you so much. Yes, has been a member for 22 months and even longer. So thank you so much, Skywalker.
Man, I remember watching these scenes, just scene by scene, loving every second of it, soaking it up.
And the music they chose to go with this is like, come on, let's jam.
100%. It's great music. And just action I'd never seen before. I mean, he does a cartwheel at some point here. And
yes, it's incredible.
And she kicks it around and gets him.
Crazy.
I mean, we've never seen this before.
So bad.
It's an impossible assault, right?
Yeah.
And he looks cool. He's got the sunglasses and
there he goes.
Yeah, I love the cartwheel.
Yeah. Very much like something from a comic book.
The first cartwheel was to pick up the rifle. The next cartwheel is a one-handed one to keep shooting.
Yeah.
I mean, we've never seen it before. This is great.
Wow. So crazy.
And this one, he's taking on 2 at once here. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the Matrix move.
Like, yeah, that climb and kick.
Yeah.
That slide. Look at that. Ooh.
Yeah, and they're like stoic after.
That was Trinity. Loved
Mhm.
it. So what I loved about this is that yeah, they held on that scene so that could fall. Oh boy.
Yeah, right here. He's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like,
See.
nothing."
All right, they mean business now.
So here's a bomb.
The music for this, incredible.
Love it.
It sets the tone perfectly.
Yeah, I like.
Heroic and epic.
I'm a soundtrack guy, and I have several songs on this soundtrack. I have like a master playlist, all my favorite tracks from every movie ever done, and this is in there, obviously. Also, "The Woman in the Red Dress," which is by Rob Dugan. That music is really good. Like, there's a bunch of them in here. There's a bunch of tracks by John
couple
David.
goals here. I don't think for a lot of couples, they were like, yeah, we're just like we're Trinity and Neil, just like
We're a power couple that gets it
yeah,
done.
power couple. You hold on to that man, Trinity.
Yeah, it's a slightly updated version of Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia when they swing across the chasm.
Exactly.
I love the scene for some reason. They're so stiff.
Yeah, and they
The
just
sprinklers.
they just do like ever so lightly. They just like do like that.
And here's where Neo kicks it up a notch.
Wow, so good. The music too.
Yeah.
The agents are like, we want some.
Here we go.
Ooh, nice move, Trinity.
And now notice he calls out for help here to Trinity. He's like, "Trinity,
help me!"
And she can't help him.
No. Oh snap! That was the coolest
these are
thing.
more cool scenes.
One of the coolest special effects. Very nice.
Of all time. I mean, this is pure cinematic gold now.
Like,
yeah, one of the most famous scenes of all time.
Yeah. Bullet time, they called it.
Bullet time.
Yeah.
It's still awesome.
Yeah. Oh,
they still nick him.
Yeah.
So right here, he might not have made it if it wasn't for Trinity.
Yeah.
Only human.
Dodge this.
Yeah, see, and that's another supremacist statement for the machines. You know, you're only a human being. You can't do what we can do.
Yeah. I love this.
And I like how remember, he just said, "I'm not the one." She's like, "But you move." And he's like, yeah, it was best enough. She's like, I think maybe you're the one.
Yeah, I'm getting a feeling here.
Well, she has her own intuitive trajectory here, and she is banking all of it. She bet her life on it.
Yeah,
Trinity.
Woman's intuition.
Yeah, and I talk about that in the Heroine's Labyrinth, that women are, I shouldn't say women, but in stories, heroines are misled a lot. There's a lot of alternative things. And so they learn not to trust what's in front of them all the time, but to trust their feeling on it, which is a better measure for them than what's being presented a lot of times, that the world isn't what it seems.
Yeah.
And here's Neo pulling a Terminator from T2.
I'll be back.
0 human casualties. And there's just something about a minigun, the pure destructive power this thing can rein in.
Oh, yeah.
We loved it in the Predator. We loved it in T2, and we love it here.
And like how they missed Morpheus is like
it's a little questionable.
Yeah.
Film-wise.
But I'll buy it for $1.
RoboCop.
Yeah.
And this is a great
saving
moment. Morpheus, get up. And I love this primal scream here.
Yeah.
The music is so epic. It's almost like 2001: A Space Odyssey.
It is very epic.
If I'm ever in cuffs, I'm going to try. I guarantee it. I will try this move. I won't succeed.
Come on, Morbius. Run!
I love Agent Smith adjusting his aim here to try to hit him in front.
Yeah.
And he gets him.
Wow. Oh.
I love the quick thinking here. And this is great stuff. Neither
great.
one could have done it alone.
Yeah.
And now this is one of the... Go ahead.
Well, the concept, the idea of doing everything alone is sort of the big misnomer of what action movies should have. The best stories always have a whole bunch of people working together, like 2 or 3 people.
Heroic partners.
Working together and making it all work.
100%. Most of the stories reinforce that. You need the individualistic, heroic impulse. You need to commit to action individually. But the message is that you, by committing to your path, you will find heroic partners that will join your cause and will take the risk, share the risk with you. And it is a joint effort. Han Solo saves Luke Skywalker in the end of A New Hope.
Exactly.
You know, so this is some of the greatest footage, greatest action ever. I mean, she's got 2 guys on the end of a rope on a helicopter flying through skyscrapers. It's unbelievable.
Come on.
To this day, I love it.
It's like, oh man, Trinity.
This shot right here is my favorite. Over the shoulder, dying helicopter. And he decides he's got to hold it all up. And here's another one. They both couldn't have done it alone.
Yeah.
She's trusting that he's going to save her. She has no clue. This is epic action. I love the ripple effect.
This was in the trailer. A little
bit. What a great shot.
Yeah.
It's great. And so this is epic action at its best, in my opinion.
And
Trinity, Trinity is saved. Morpheus is alive. He's been rescued. And then he says, I knew it. He's the one.
Yeah.
And they show him pulling him. It's so awesome.
Yeah. And she's like, what?
Look at the way she looks at him this time.
Like, you just saved my life.
She looks at him like, yep, you're the one, buddy.
Like, I'm starting to believe.
But this is the line that makes the whole movie make sense.
Yes.
The Oracle, she told me, she told you exactly what you needed to hear.
Yes.
That's all.
To give you the nudge and to put you in the right direction. And that he told him that she's the person to put him in the right direction.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I've kept this in mind my whole life. There's a difference between knowing the path and walking the path. Human action is the ingredient that makes everything real in real life.
The thing is like, I think most of us know what we need to do. It's doing it. It's the hardest part. You know,
well, because
actually believing that
they're waiting for something to ideal conditions or whatever, and those ideal conditions never come. It's the committing to the path that you know you're on is what makes the everything starts to follow you at that point.
Oh, so true, so true. Can we get an amen in the comments? Hallelujah.
and now keep in mind, they're not out of the Matrix yet. Technically, the case is not over.
Yeah.
You go first, Morpheus.
Come on, let's do it. What a cool effect. And this guy, because he saw it,
Yep. Agent Smith is going to jump into him. If this movie had a nitpicky, itty-bitty minor weakness, they didn't quite nail the jumping into bodies. Like, I get it. Yeah, but it was hard to follow for the way it's as filmed. So she's facing the fact that she fell in love with the one, and she doesn't know what that means now, that it's confirmed. Everything but this.
Come on, answer the phone, girl.
He's having a moment. She does defer. She decides she's going to wait and tell him later. That cut was a little rough too. It looks like they're looking at the homeless guy for a second.
Yeah. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh!
Perfect shot. She's
Destroyed
out
the phone.
and it killed the landline.
Yeah. And Neo is by himself with the most
Mr. Anderson.
insane.
And this is evocative of the old Westerns.
Yeah.
I mean, they literally have like the tumbleweed. It's a
Yeah.
paper flying.
Yes, the tumbleweed. It's a
Classic. Now,
showdown.
in Hero's Journey stories, it is almost always single combat alone, the hero and the distant dragon. Single combat.
Yeah.
And here's your stylistic combat. This is another great shot.
Just iconic.
You could see each bullet misfiring, just missing there. So are you.
They were both counting.
Ooh, Neo's got some moves.
What I love though is the approach of the fighting here. The
Yes.
agent is more brute strength. Right? More
Yeah.
power punches, more power kicks. Whereas Neo is more more stylized.
He's more improvisational,
Yeah.
creative.
Oh, he's about to get brutal.
I'm going to enjoy watching you die, Mr. Anderson. These are good. Whoever choreographed this did
Oh.
great.
It's so intense.
These are great shots.
Yeah.
Classic Hero's Journey. You have to slay the dragon.
Yeah. And that is one heck of a dragon.
Right. And that's the thing about the dragon. Nobody slays it.
Yeah.
Vader had a 1,000 batting average when Luke faced. He never lost. So, the dragon never loses. That's the problem. And you're the guy who's going to have to figure this out.
Yeah.
How do you slay that which is unslayable?
I mean, that's a broken hip right there for most people.
Yeah, I
but,
mean, he's in trouble. Not going to be easy.
yeah.
And she just said Jesus again.
This is killing him.
And Agent Smith is concerned and then
Ooh.
recommits. I love that.
Yeah. Neo is like, I think let me try to, okay, let me like focus in. And then he does the classic, which is again, not the first time it's ever been used,
Right?
but it's iconic for this movie.
Yes. I'm going to try that move. Next time my wife asks me to
Yeah.
like clean something and I finish it, be like,
Give me your best shot. What's next? Laundry? Come on.
I'm like, you want to see some mojo? Now, this is where Neo starts to lose the upper hand here.
Yeah. And he's like, okay, maybe I need to do something a little.
Yeah. Neo's not responsive here.
It's like,
Not
wait
good.
a minute.
That's not good if you're the one.
Ah. Broken
Still
back.
not responsive.
Yeah. It's bleeding everywhere. Oh boy.
He's got him. That is the sound of inevitability. That is the sound of your death. Goodbye, Mr. Anderson.
It's Neo.
And you'll see this in a lot of films. An identity affirmation proclamation.
Ooh.
Like I am, where they say, I am this other identity. I am not Thomas Anderson. I am Neo. I am Batman. There's a lot of characters do this. They claim their identity. I am a Jedi.
Oof. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, they claim the yeah. At this point, it's interesting too, because he's done so much, but he just comes back fresh, and it's like, I think I better run now.
Yeah, right. He's fresh. He's refreshed his computer. He rebooted, guys. He rebooted. Get me out of here.
So it's smart to run at that point. I think we're all like, yeah. Go ahead, take off.
I love this secondary danger.
Right. They're related though,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You've got
They found
the
them.
battle in space and the battle on the forest moon of Endor here. So
Yeah.
they're in a real world physical threat.
Yeah.
From the search and destroy the Sentinels. You know, I always wonder who like that actor is. You know, I'm the guy in the Matrix who gets his phone stolen.
And then turns into
You have speaking lines in the Matrix, and you were part of the Neo scene. Yeah. Buffy, I am the Slayer. There is, claiming that identity as a big moment in a film, and you'll see it repeated.
Yeah.
Think about the final scene in Endgame. I am Iron Man.
Yes. Oh boy.
He's in trouble because you can't be in public like this because they could jump in and out of anybody.
Yeah. And plus one, there's all three of them are after him.
Yeah.
It's already bad enough one was.
Yorkshire just said the guy who had his phone stolen probably earns his living now on the convention circuit. You're the guy? That was me. I kind of held the film together, I think. This is classic labyrinth imagery here. The rat in the maze trying to get out.
Yes.
She's got the cooking knife.
Oh.
See, they didn't have the budget to show it. They always had to do it through cuts.
Yeah. Come on, escape, Neo, escape.
Yeah. And these are so like the idea of these like faceless suit guys who are indestructible chasing after you through a green city. It's only the Matrix that can deliver it.
Yeah. And just show up anywhere. Doesn't have to even do any like running or anything. They just show up in another body.
Right. Here come the Sentinels. So they're in trouble. Yeah. The Sentinels are now laying siege to the Nebuchadnezzar.
Ooh,
so in the real world, they're physically threatened.
Yeah. I love the little arms that go like this.
Yeah, me too. The little insectoid appendages.
They're like, meow.
Great shot.
Yeah.
You just showed it's a skyscraper. Neo's running. He's being chased, and there's Agent Smith. You, in one shot, you gave us everything we needed to know.
Yeah, and then the stinger was beautiful.
Yes. Backward all began. That's right.
Those sound stingers are so good.
Yeah. Can he get out? We can hear the phone ringing.
Oh boy, the Sentinels.
This is pretty ballsy. I mean, they're waiting till the very last second.
Yeah.
I mean, he's letting his ship be destroyed.
They don't want to kill Neo in the process. .303. Oh no.
This is always so hard to watch. I'm like, dude, point blank, like he got him. And then if there's any doubt,
yeah.
If there's any doubt that this is a fatal shot, he delivers another one and then just freaking unloads his clip. I mean, if you're watching the film, you got to be going, what the?
Neo,
I mean, unloads the clip. I mean, Neo's gone.
Yeah.
You see his blood. You're done. The heart stops.
And now here's physical. This is the physical death.
Yes. One of the greatest messages in the hero's journey is that the hero comes back.
Yeah.
Also, resurrections are pretty common in hero's journey stories. Yeah. For whatever reason, the human soul cannot be destroyed so easily in story. Gandalf comes back. Obi-Wan Kenobi comes back. You know, these characters come back.
Oh, man. I love them flinching because it's like, they're like, okay, we're going to wait till the very last moment before
and I love that because Tank is flinching, but he's staring at Morpheus, kind of like, what's the word, boss? Are we just
Come
letting it? He's
on.
waiting for direction from
Yeah.
Morpheus,
Yeah.
which is that's that innocence that I keep telling. It's like a child waiting for the parent to say it's over. And then here's she fulfills her algorithm, her prophecy.
Yeah.
That she would fall in love with the one.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to be a romantic to really appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? That's awesome stuff.
Honestly, the first time I saw this, it didn't feel romantic at all.
Oh, really?
No. I didn't sense romance at all. But I it wasn't that it took away the feeling of like, oh yeah, this is about her loving him, or that there's a relationship going on here, but it didn't feel like that. I don't know,
Interesting.
for some reason I didn't.
Well, they didn't necessarily have time to deal with the feelings for each other in this.
Yes.
He also doesn't seem to be hitting on her at all. I think maybe that's part of it.
Yeah, there wasn't any like banter, the stuff that, or like charismatic,
like Han Solo comments.
Yeah,
I think you just stand fair to let a gorgeous guy like me out of your sight.
Yeah. Or even like, I mean, it doesn't have to be that way, but like, hey, you're a cutie, or something to let me know like that they liked each other.
I think mainly from him though. He sees her as a heroic partner only, at least in the context of this film. But keep in mind, the kiss is a subversion of Snow White, or where the kiss wakes the princess. So she kisses him and wakes him up.
Yeah.
And this is just ultimate, as my kids would say, aura farming.
Yes.
Total dominance here. He doesn't even have to try anymore. I love this ending.
Yeah. So great.
I love how they're scared. I love how they take a step back here.
They're like, what?
Like,
How is that possible?
Not sure if I trust this.
And this was my biggest problem with the second movie, was that somehow we have William Agent Smith again, but we saw him explode in this one.
Yeah.
So it was kind of disappointed that they brought him back, but of course I was happy that they brought Hugo Weaving back, because
I feel like they got him right half the time in the second film. And then they overused him, and then in the third film they way overused him, and he was ineffective. Like Kylo Ren. If you've beaten the villain 50 times, it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
And they literally beat like 9,000 Agent Smiths in part 2. And right at the last second, classic storytelling right there.
Yeah, they were almost going to be destroyed.
Yeah. Yeah, and Yorkshire brings up the plot, the actual plot. The reasoning is that he freed Agent Smith from the Matrix. You can reuse villains. You just have to do it the right way, because if you've already defeated the villain, they're less intimidating the next time.
That was the potency had gone away for me. And then it was like, oh, can we have like 1 million of him?
Right. They tried to compensate by having millions of them. But then once he beat that, I mean, at what point he doesn't really have any villainous power over the hero anymore.
Yeah. I really felt like some of the aspects of 3 should have been in 2. It's almost like they were trying to find their footing, and then they recalibrated, and I was like, okay. But then it just it did fall apart for me.
Yeah, I think it would have been, whatever. We wouldn't have to get into it, but they definitely dropped the ball with part 3, and and as a result, the trilogy lost they lost the Triple Crown.
Yeah,
and they did not have a world building, enduring power over the culture. It had a single movie, which is really good power. This is a timeless movie. This is an American classic, I could say safely at this point. These characters, all of the characters in this film are memorable.
Oh, absolutely. every moment of this film.
And then we end with a little
This
Rage
part,
Against the Machine.
this particular scene gave me so much hope. It was really a strange thing to have that feeling of like, oh wow, he's gonna show people how to break out of the matrix.
Right. See, and I think that's where the writers fell maybe a little. They didn't really have an answer.
Yeah.
And so the problem is they were feeling around for something. A lot of philosophizing in part two.
Yeah.
So I think they were feeling around for an answer, and they never really gave us that satisfying answer. Whereas, Star Wars or some of these other shows that have endured, Lord of the Rings, they give you a real answer. That evil is deceptive. It's hard to find. It's hard to muster your forces until it's almost too late. The idea of deception and that illusory quality, and Star Wars, you have to face what it is you're afraid of. You have to confront the villain. You have to use force for good. There's real messages there that you can really apply. Whereas I feel like this had that. And then the more they tried to explain it, the less sense it made.
Yeah, it really did, because it just felt so universal too. The first one had those elements of being like a universal storytelling hero's journey, and then for me lost it. I was like, what? Okay, well, where's all that cool hope that we were? I honestly thought that they were gonna that there were gonna be tons of different Neos out there. I guess I was just crazy for thinking that, but I thought there would be lots of people who broke out of the just from that one scene alone of him flying. How many people have saw that and then said, "Oh wow, you could do that in the Matrix," and then suddenly they've become aware of the Matrix.
Well, structurally, humanity is enslaved in the system, in those pods with the pink liquid and the towers and the machine. You have to end this trilogy with those people waking up from that, choosing to come to disconnect and to come out. All of those towers, humanity is saved, and then to relive on Earth, and it has to turn green again. And we're going to build society again in a world without the machines enslaving us. That is the inevitable end. So how do you get there? And they just never tried to get there. In fact,
it always seemed like they were into the idea that, oh yes, we are going to continue to make the Matrix and change it into something else. And I was like,
that's
no, that doesn't make sense. You let people connect to nature again, or if they're going to say in the Matrix, know that you don't have to conform to a life you don't want. That in the Matrix you could be anything you want.
Well, you also would have to break that. Remember, I was mentioning the concept of supremacism that villains often display. This idea that we're better than you, therefore we'll destroy or subjugate you. You would have to have the machines come to the conclusion that is a false belief, and that what they were doing was actually wrong.
Yes.
And so if you're going to have a world where humans and machines live together, the machines have to come to that conclusion too. So you'd have to, in part two, you'd have to demonstrate that there are autonomous programs inside the Matrix, that they believe what they've been told, and that's why they're behaving this way or following this program. And then by the end of it, they would reject that. They would have to reject that. And the humans would have to break free of this system. I mean, that's where this had to go. And I felt like they didn't know that, the writers. They must not have known that. And so they didn't write it that way.
Yeah, because I think that was the cool part about the second Matrix, was that there were programs that kind of looked like average people, but they had special functions. We were introduced to the Oracle, and we were introduced to the agents in this movie. But then in the next movie, we get all of these really cool characters. Some of them, not so nice. Some of them really wanting to help, and some of them had their own agendas. But there was a sense that there was something else within the Matrix that could coexist that can make it easier for humans and the programs to coexist, and maybe like you said, come up with a society that was less oppressive, or had the inclusion of humans knowing that they were inside the matrix, at least to be able to make the choice. Do you want to live in Zion, or do you want to live in the matrix? Like, which one is the one that you wanted to do? And maybe we're, that's too much of, running with the imagination. But one thing for sure is that I felt like the leaving this movie definitely felt like, if you were going to apply the movie to real life,
Mm-hmm.
we are the one, and we can be anything we want it to be. We could, in the movie, he flies. I mean, not necessarily go against physics, but we can do and be anything we want to be. We could be the hero.
No, I know exactly what you mean. I know you're not saying
Yeah.
that like, yeah, I'm gonna fly. I'm gonna put my mind to it. but it's true. Like there is, I think a lot of us feel there's something that we're drawn to in life. There's things that we love, hobbies, writing or storytelling or watching movies. That's that sacred fire I talk about. That I see. That's what it is in stories. But the reason the sacred fire translates in real life is because we have that too. We come from something, we have a parentage, they came from something, or we come from a culture. If I'm born in the UK, I might see the world slightly differently than if I was born in Texas or in America versus if I was born in China. But it doesn't make it, we're all human, right?
Yes.
So you get these different, what came before us feelings, but yeah, you can determine your destiny. And I think one of the biggest things that the hero's journey stories tells us is, it ain't going to be easy. It ain't going to be easy. And you're going to have distant dragons to slay. You're going to have masked minotaurs stopping you. And you're going to have to figure out ways to overcome that. And the reason we like these stories is because we see a character go from where they started to actually overcoming insurmountable odds.
Transformation. It's so beautiful. Like, you could just be an average kid, and then you can be Luke Skywalker, like, and save the galaxy. And that's, I think that is the hope of a lot of people, the desire to be impactful in our world, however we can. Doesn't always have to be being the one, sort of like Neo saying, look, I may not be the one, but I think I can do this one thing. And that is sort of that's sort of that's meaningful for a lot of people.
Well, you said it perfectly earlier, that it's not about being the one. Like, Doug, it's on my back. I got to save America right now. It's about you becoming the one in your life, learning the same lessons to become self-actualized, to become effective in the world, to become proficient at the things you need to be proficient at, to do the things you want to do, and ultimately to have relationships with other human beings. You can't, you have to have that fundamental thing, that a lot of people complain about the hero getting the girl at the end of stories. I've heard this. This is actually a criticism that, the woman as prize, right? That the hero gets the girl, he gets the medal, he gets the princess, blah, 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 blah. That's not what that really is saying. That's a very narrow and I think smaller interpretation of that thing. What it means is that the hero has done something so profound that he's learned a lesson. He's now ready for a relationship with a woman. He's ready for that relationship because he has matured. So the hero had to become mature and capable before he was ready for that relationship. That's what that means. So,
interesting. Yeah.
It is in your hands. I do agree with you, Retro.
Yeah. I love digging into this and talking about this kind of stuff, because it is, where a lot of times we can be overwhelmed by all the action and all the special effects. And this movie has a lot of that, but also the deeper meanings. And what is it? How did you, interpret the movie yourself as an individual? And I like that. For me, this is one of the reasons why this is a special movie, is because it does just like there is no spoon. What an incredible concept. That there are no challenges. There are challenges, but it's not really there in your mind. You can overcome that, And so, like, just figuring out the way around that is sort of allowing your mind the freedom to feel like it can do something. Like
Right, like
you're
to
not in a
challenge your belief.
box. Yeah.
Right, you challenge your belief system because, I learned certain lessons in my life. I was in track in high school, and I ran long distance, right? And I would come in like 5th, 6th, 7th place on long distances, very, very boring races and very inconsequential accomplishments. And like this movie, I had a discussion with my dad. I'll never forget. It was February 5th, 1994, that I had this epiphany. And this one thought, like you just mentioned, changing outcomes in your own life. I realized that I did not believe I could win races.
Oh.
And deep down, when I was running in track, I would see guys that looked like athletes. And so I was like, well, they are the ones that should be winning these races. They look like they should be winning. That premise was so deep embedded that I never even considered that I could win. And yet, so what was happening is I played football as well. And I started beating the wide receivers in races. So they're like, you're actually a sprinter. And so I started my track season as a senior running some sprints, and I was coming in last. And I sensed that I was like, there is no spoon. And in a discussion with my dad, he gave me a there is no spoon thing. You are capable of winning. You should win. And that one thought changed I was like, I can win. I can win. I don't have to be afraid of that. I don't have to be afraid that if I win, that maybe I have to do it again and again and again. The next track meet, I got 3 first place and a 4th. The next track meet, 3 first place and a 2nd. And then the third track meet, 4 first place. I ended up going downstate. I became the team captain.
Wow.
I became the team MVP, and I broke school records in my events.
Yes.
All because of a shift in my thinking.
Yes. Yes.
There is no spoon. So when you say that, that's a real thing. A lot of times we have subconscious things that hold us back. We believe something about ourselves that might not be true, and that belief holds us back.
Mm-hmm. It's a prison of the mind. And they mentioned this also in the movie about the prison, mental prison, where you've put yourself in a position of how you think you feel like this is where I belong. But maybe, if you opened up the prison, maybe you could find, hey, look, there's more actually that I could do. And
that's right.
And it's like that's where I was deriving a lot of hope and hopeful feelings from this movie.
As you should. It has an optimistic message.
Yeah. So the one thing I was going to wanted to mention really quickly before we go, I don't want to hold you forever because we could probably talk about this for 5 hours, as we all done in the past for other movies. But the idea and the concept as we go on throughout the movies, that possibly that Neo is not the one. This is a rumor that was out there. Neo is not the one, but Trinity is the one, because she is the movie actually starts with her and her battle. So what do you think about that particular take on the movie?
I think it's great. I have my own reasons why. So for one, many male heroes in stories adopt the heroine's cause. Yes. And I don't know if you know this, but George Lucas's actual treatments for episodes 7, 8, and 9, Princess Leia was going to be the chosen one. Yeah. So I don't mind this idea that the hero is the one, and he achieves these great things and learns this maturation process and gains great proficiency in the story world. And then as the story goes on, we find out that the heroine might have been the one. Yes. That's fine with me. I can handle that. I think Trinity she's the one who saved Neo with the kiss, Yes. So I think it might be an elegant story solution to have both hero and heroine have their moment in the larger arching story. So if Trinity ended up being the one, I would have been just fine with that.
I don't see too much wrong with it. I just wanted to also say hi to Ravens That Fly in the Night. What a name. It says between this and the 25th anniversary of Lord of the Rings, what a cinematic golden age we lost thanks to I won't say the rest, but yes.
I agree.
Yeah, it's really interesting. We were really making some incredible movies there for a while, and hopefully there will be more movies coming out
Well,
with
you
this
have to
kind of
like
grandeur.
humanity. You
Say it
have
again?
to like human beings. You can't be a Thanos and think that humans don't belong on Earth. If your ideological position is that humans are generally bad, then you're
Yeah,
going to have a hard time telling a story, because the whole fundamental function of a story in terms of civilization and survival is that we get around and we affirm each other's existence and the need to face the harsh world that's out there. And we do it individually and we do it together. And you have to affirm that in your culture. So
yeah,
if your position, if your belief system is that humans are really garbage, then you're going to tell stories that are going to drive your tribe away, not affirm that we belong here and that what we're doing is good. What you're saying is we're all
interesting.
together, but really all that we're doing is terrible. We're all here together and we're really destroying the earth and we're all hurting it. We're net bad. We're bad people. If
Yes.
that's your message in the story,
Well,
you're
that's the
going to
villains. That's the villain's
that's how
point
the
of view.
villain thinks.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if you're trying to say the villains are the good guys, which a lot of films are trying to do today, then you're telling the antithetical message for the whole purpose of a story in the first place.
Very, very fascinating. This is really a juicy conversation. Boulder is here. Hello, Boulder. Nice to see you. Says I'm a do you know how to pronounce that word?
Synthesite. No, I don't.
Synthesite. So I'm very well acquainted with the metaphysical realm. Whilst I'm trying to reach a higher grounds in my perception and discernment, I know that we can't know it all.
I
Okay.
love that. So let me tell you something. And Retro, we've talked about this. Another lesson that I learned by studying heroines.
Yeah.
We talked about they say woman's intuition or whatever.
Mhm.
Heroines demonstrate this in their films and their stories a lot. There's an intuitive thing.
Yes.
And I've decided that this serves a higher function. It's not that they just trust their gut for no reason. Remember the Black
No.
Swan?
Yeah, no.
Another like this kind of goes hand in hand with this archetypal thinking, are random events or what seems to be natural disasters or the association of heroines with apocalyptic imagery. Chaos. And the lesson that I learned, why does this keep popping up in heroine-centric stories? Why is she dependent on her intuition? It's not chaos that's happening. It is it's not an explosion actually follows patterns, but they're very asymmetrical patterns and not easy to pick up on. Heroines learn through the course of their stories to identify and pick up on less obvious patterns. And so chaos is a pattern that a heroine might understand or perceive that other characters aren't. So there are patterns out there, like what you're saying is a synthesis. There are patterns out there that not everyone's picking up on that you might be picking up on. And if it serves you, then this is a positive.
Oh, cool.
A positive thing.
Yeah. And Boulder says greetings from London. Well, greetings as well. We had Lance from the Outcast Creative come by for a little while. So it must be pretty late where you are.
Our Londonite friend, yes.
Yeah, yes. Thanks for hanging with us today. Yeah,
it
and
is, it's just after midnight in London.
Oh, yeah. And let's see. I also wanted to highlight this one. Kitty said, "I think I can. I think I can."
That won't do it alone, but that is usually part of it.
Yes, I mean it's a good start. I mean, at least believing.
Well, you have
that
to believe in yourself.
Yeah,
that's the lesson Neo learned. She goes, and you know what I'm going to say, and his answer was, "I'm not the one." He just revealed he didn't believe he was the one.
Yeah. So if he said I'm the one, she would have gone. She probably would have agreed with him as well.
Yeah. Well, the lesson might have been different. That arrogance. You got to be careful thinking you got it all figured out already.
And would she have given him a cookie as well? Maybe she would have given.
No, she would not have.
She's like, "You're too good for my cookies, so get out." So anyway, Doug, it was so great having you hang out with me for this particular movie. We had so much to talk about, and I'm sure we've got to do somewhere along the lines. We've got to do a movie talk on this. And really
Mm.
dissect it even more. But this was just fabulous. I can't tell you how great it is. And we miss you around these parts. So me and the retro crew, we miss you so much, and we love having you
Well, that
join
goes
us.
both ways. You got a great crew here. They love movies and they love talking about movies, and they're very interactive, and I love that. So I've missed you guys as well.
Oh man. And so where can we find you? Anything you want to plug right now?
Well, I've got you can subscribe to my channel, and I hope that you do. I'm not as consistent as Retro. It's a little bit more sporadic, but I will get into some deep dives on storytelling, movies, and of course that, like what Retro was just talking about, the crossover into the real life, how you can apply this. It's
Yes.
Douglas A. Burton. Click subscribe there.
Yes. I do believe you have actually, what am I talking about? I think I may have a link for you. So let me see if I can find a link for you and put that in the chat so people can
Oh, thank you.
yeah.
I did just finish my sequel book to Empress Theodora. So book 2 is done. I'm going through the deeper revision process. So getting there. I think this is going to be one of my life's works, is this trilogy.
Yeah, so
done.
Douglas has, if your first time meeting Douglas, he has 2 books. One is A Faraway Bird, and that is a book, a novel, right, about Empress Theodora from the Byzantine Empire. Really, a really powerful story. And then we have sort of a story helper for writers book called the the Heroine's Labyrinth. There we go.
Yes.
What happened to my mind? There was a glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the hero's journey and story structures and how they're put together and why some stories work and others do not. I have made it a life passion to understand the subtleties underneath the hood, why one movie is so powerful and another movie falls flat. And and on this journey that I had in my own with studying the hero's journey, story structure, character arcs, narrative power, I spent several years, almost 5 years, studying heroine-centric stories, and I found alternative patterns and an alternative narrative arc in their stories that ends up being very profound and fascinating. And we've talked about some of those tonight.
Yes, and I do have some videos going into a lot of detail with that. But if you really love storytelling and if you're a writer and you would like to tell better stories, or maybe you just want to understand stories better, please do check out his go and check out his book, The Heroine's Labyrinth. It's on Amazon. Really great book. I can't speak highly of it enough about just opening up my eyes to the ways that the feminine journey, which is not just exclusive to male female, which is really fantastic. So do check
like
that
the
out.
movie Rambo is a heroine's labyrinth story, and it's Rambo. He's one of the manliest dudes ever.
Yes,
and it's a heroine's labyrinth. So
and Total Recall is one of my
yes,
favorite
Total
movies.
Recall. That's right.
Yes, and so do check out his channel. He's just recently also put out some videos about some of the things that are happening in entertainment news. The
Kathleen
recent
Kennedy's
news with
departure.
Yes, and had some really interesting stats that you came up with. I think is really powerful. So yeah, guys, please do support Doug on the internet. And for myself, we're doing good over here. Right after this, we're gonna head over to Lorena Creole's channel, and we are gonna be watching a movie. It's gonna be called Shaolin Boxer. So 2001, a little kung fu in my life there. And then next week, we can guarantee to see the movie for our watch party will be V for Vendetta. I can't wait because it's really another one of these incredible movies, and it also has Hugo Weaving in it as well. So,
yeah,
we're getting some really great movies, and and Boulder says Total Recall is one of the most impactful films of my life. I mean, for me, it blew my mind. It was that again. I'm not sure if you were here, but Red Pill is mostly known for being in this movie, The Matrix, but it's in that movie first. It was in that movie first. So I always like to bring that up because it's used brilliantly in that one as well.
And then just a reminder, if you're watching and you haven't already, click like, leave a comment.
Thank you.
It really helps Retro's video get out there.
Yes, I always forget about that. And yes, and so without further ado, guys, I will see you next week, or maybe later on at Lorena Creole's. Also, want to make sure to let you guys know that you ought to stay retro, okay, and stay nerdy.
Yes.
Take care.
Retro Nerd Girl, you are clear for takeoff.